I know some things, some very important things about what happens to you after you die. Number one, there is a man in the sky who controls everything. Number two...
Whoa. What does he look like?
Tall, big hands, making stuff, good head of hair.
What ethnicity is he?
He's a new type of ethnicity. He's a mixture of all our ethnicities.
Does he live in the clouds?
No.
Can we see him?
No. It lives higher in the clouds, too high to see him.
So he lives in space?
Not that high.
So then the thermosphere?
Sorry, people. I've got a lot to get through here. Can we just... Man lives in the sky. You can't see him. He controls everything. Cool? Good. Number two. When you die, you don't disappear into an eternity of nothingness. Instead, you go to a really great place. Number three. In that place, everyone will get a mansion.
What kind of mansion?
The best mansion you could think of.
I was thinking of a horrible mansion.
What? No, it's the best mansion you could ever think of. Not the one you're thinking of right now, but ever. Whatever the best mansion is you'd like, that's the one you're going to get. Number four. When you die, all the people you love will be there.
Will they have their own mansions?
Yep, of course. Everyone gets a mansion.
What if I want them to live in my mansion?
Well, that's fine. They'll leave their mansion. They'll come and live with you, won't they?
What happens to their mansion?
I don't know. It goes back on the market. Can we... Number five. When you die, there will be free ice cream for everyone. All day and all night. Whatever flavours you can think of.
Even bad flavors?
Why would you think of bad flavours?
You just said every flavor I could think of.
Oh, no. I just thought of vanilla and skunks.
Well, don't eat that then.
I just thought the chocolate sauce was diarrhea.
Well, don't put that on the ice cream then. What is the matter with you people? Can we... Please, number six. If you do bad things, you won't get to go to this great place when you die.
Where will you go?
A terrible place. The worst place imaginable.
What constitutes a bad thing?
Awful crimes, rape, murder, things like that. Number nine. The man in the sky who controls everything decides if you go to the good place or the bad place. He also decides who lives and who dies.
Does he cause natural disasters?
Yes.
Oh, did he cause my mom to get cancer?
Yes.
I say fuck the man that lives in the sky.
Yeah, that guy's evil. That guy's a coward, hiding up there doing bad things to us. Why doesn't he do it to our faces?
We have to stop that evil bastard before he kills us all.
Wait, listen. The man who lives in the sky and controls everything is also responsible for all the good stuff that happens.
He's the guy that saved my life on that fishing trip when the boat capsized?
Yes.
Did he capsize the boat?
Yeah.
He killed my grandmother and left me those millions of dollars?
You bet, yes.
So he's the one who cured my mom's cancer.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a good guy, but he's also kind of a prick, too.
Yeah. Right, but check this out, okay? Number 10. Even if the man in the sky does bad stuff to you, he makes up for it by giving you an eternity of good stuff after you die.
As long as you don't do any of that bad stuff that you mentioned, right?
Yeah, of course.
So it's kind of a test.
Yeah. Well, that's everything I know.
That's Ricky Gervais from the movie The Invention of Lying.
Mansions for everyone.
I like that movie quite a bit. It was a little slow in spots, but
yeah, in spots, yeah. That's a good one.
It mocks religion quite marvelously.
I think that was probably the best part of the whole movie.
His 10 Commandments.
Right there, yeah, I like that very much.
It's with Jennifer Garner, right?
Yep.
As the girlfriend.
Yeah. She is. Yep.
Yeah.
The one who he kind of like fesses up at the end, like, hey, all this shit I said is fucking, it was bullshit. I made it all up.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get married?
She's pretty.
Yeah. I think, every now and then she has that whoa look, like, you're really pretty, and then something happens, and I'm like, whoa, wait, maybe not.
Maybe it's when she's with her kids.
I have the opposite, where I'm like, I look, and then I'm like, oh, she's smoking. Yeah. By the way, this is Jeff from the Left Show.
Hello.
usually we wait until someone talks, but he jumped right in, so we'll go ahead and introduce him now.
Hi.
Yeah. I'm Ryan Duffy.
And this is the Godless
you,
Rebelution, and I'm Dan. Matt doesn't want anybody to know he's here.
Right.
So, what'd you guys do last Wednesday?
I didn't do this because someone was fucking sick.
That bastard.
I know.
How did Sick feel about it? Was it consensual?
I don't think so. I don't think.
That's a fair question.
I felt fucking terrible. Like,
How did Terrible feel about it?
Hopefully consensual.
that reminds me of the Chevy Chase movie Fletch. Have you guys seen Fletch?
Yes, many times.
When I think it was Fletch 1, it might have been Fletch 2, I don't know. But there's a scene where he wakes up and the girl that he'd been with the night before is dead. And he's talking to the police afterward, and the cop's like, well, how did she feel last night? Felt fine to me.
I think that was 2.
Was it 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
But 2 was the one where he got to go to Provo.
Yeah. Well, he went to Provo in the
Provo
first
was
one.
in the first
Yeah.
one? It's been a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a while since Chevy Chase was funny.
Yeah.
Some might say never.
I don't know. Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite
Yeah,
movies.
but is that Chevy being funny or is that really good script?
I put that one on Beverly D'Angelo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
I
know
would
who
put
I heard
something
is
on Beverly D'Angelo.
absolutely
With
not
permission.
funny? Dan Aykroyd.
You think Dan Aykroyd's not funny?
I've heard if it's not written in, he is horrible at improv and doing it himself.
Aykroyd fan anyway, so
That's why his comedic late night show lasted 4 episodes.
He had one?
Yeah,
I didn't-
it lasted. I think it was 4 or 6 episodes. It lasted.
Shaq
so
lasted
bad.
longer than Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I didn't know that he had a show.
Yeah, most people forgot about it.
He was just on the 40th doing the Bassomatic thing again, and it was funny.
Yep.
But I think it's because it was nostalgia funny, and the blender broke.
Yeah.
So
Bassomatic. I don't remember. What is that?
It's the blender. You don't want to clean your fish? Put it in the Bassomatic.
Oh, okay.
turns it into a healthy protein shake. I mean, he was well ahead of the hippies before they even got to the blenders.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's delightful. That was always a funny bit. So it probably means that, you know,
someone wrote it well.
Chevy Chase wrote it.
Yeah,
somebody else wrote besides Chevy Chase.
It was Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray.
Oh, I like Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray's good.
So Bill Murray, apparently Bill Murray and Chevy Chase like fucking hate each other. There was I've seen a couple different stories about.
I think Chevy Chase fucking hates everybody.
Yeah.
I don't hear very many people talk about liking working with that guy.
Yeah.
I think the only bad thing I heard about Bill Murray is when it's his movie and he's writing and directing it, kind of like working on the Ghostbusters, where he will literally be making it, and then 10 minutes later, like, no, fuck it, we're changing it. We're going to rewrite that right now. And
fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Just really very particular about each thing and wanting to change stuff all the time and probably making himself funnier, but I fucking love him.
Yeah.
Turns out he was lying about doing it live. He just did it secretly.
I was just going to say, did you hear about
Yeah.
that story with Bill O'Reilly this week?
He's such a horrible fucking person.
What do you mean?
Even Fox News threw him under the bus. Even Fox News popped up and went, okay, right. He didn't actually see a massacre. He saw pictures of a massacre that a cop showed him.
He never had an M16 shoved in his face.
Here's the story, actually.
Oh, you got it right there.
I do. Did Bill O'Reilly personally witness, quote, Irish terrorists kill and maim their fellow citizens in Belfast with bombs?
No.
The answer, as you may have guessed, is definitely not. But in this particular case, his longtime employer, Fox News, is openly admitting to their top anchor's fabrication. Last week, the network dismissed a widening array of allegations against O'Reilly as, quote, nothing more than an orchestrated campaign by far-left advocates, and argued that responding to the unproven accusation du jour has become an exercise in futility. But Fox News did respond to questions posed by Paul Farr. Sorry, I was distracted.
I'm so sorry.
Of the Washington Post about a 2013 book in which O'Reilly wrote, quote, I've seen soldiers gun down unarmed civilians in Latin America. Irish terrorists kill and maim their fellow citizens in Belfast with bombs.
In the movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I mean, he lied about the Falkland Islands, too. Even all the other reporters were like, he wasn't there.
Right. So asked about O'Reilly's statements Friday, a Fox News spokesman said that O'Reilly was not an eyewitness to any bombings or injuries in Northern Ireland. Instead, he was shown photos of bombings by Protestant police officers.
I was there. Pretty much everything that he has and try to make himself sound badass has been fucking faked or made up. But yet Brian Williams, I got the right reporter?
Yeah.
He attacked him like crazy for saying, well, he made that story up. It's like, well, the helicopter behind him might have been getting shot at. Not his. Yeah, he wouldn't get shot at. But
the one in front and the one behind, and all he did was move that gunfire about, 70
feet.
lateral feet?
Yeah.
And it's a war story. PJ O'Rourke popped up. PJ O'Rourke, very right-wing, funny, but right-wing reporter, popped up and he's like, I don't see what the problem is. All war correspondents start making shit up after a while. Every story you have is good, and if you can make it better, especially to Dave Letterman, of course you're going to punch it up a little for Dave Letterman. The guy's, he's almost dead.
Gotta use something to keep him away.
Yeah.
But still,
But at least he was there.
Yeah.
But what does it say, though, when even Fox News won't back you on your stories any longer?
It's bad. When they side with the liberal side of media.
Well,
those truth mongers. Those left-wing truth mongers.
Yeah. When they move away from the Reich wing.
Very tasty. I like that. You'll be borrowing that.
It was good.
You're welcome.
I like that. So, we brought Jeff on here for tonight because I like Jeff. Jeff's a funny guy.
I like you too. You're very pretty.
Thanks. Right back at you. I'm not the only one who thinks you're pretty. I hear Bill Allred's got a thing for you.
Bill Allred is making fun of my hat. And Bill Allred can blow me and I'll put my hat on his head to rest it. I've been listening to those guys for years, and you would really be surprised that if you don't know them, that truth is Kerry is a very nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
he's super nice.
Bill's kind of douchey. He is much like to the world the same way he is to Gina, is the way I've best heard it explained.
Oh yeah.
And that's all. So he popped in, made fun of the guy in the hat. I mean, had he seen my kilt, he probably would have mentioned that as well. But that did not stop me from stealing the audio and turning it into a bumper, because fuck that guy. He said I was pretty, and now everybody gets to hear it every week in front of my in fact, it played in front of all of my shows. For the first month I had it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember hearing it. When I was on their show, Kerry, I was amazed at all of the different shit Kerry's doing, like through the whole show. I mean, he's running their online chat thing. He's on Facebook. Yeah. He's tweeting. He's fucking running the board. He's feeding them news articles. It was amazing just watching him do his thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And Bill and Gina sit there and wait for him to tell them what to do and manage their time and read shit on their laptops and stuff. But yeah, I was amazed at all of the different shit that Kerry was doing the whole time.
Well, I've been up in the new studio, and so watching him troubleshoot while he's doing all the stuff he used to do at the old studio, it makes it even more fun to watch. He's a lot of fun, but I still think Gina's kind of hot. So yeah, and then there's the Hobbit, the angry old Hobbit, who makes fun of my hat. Love my hat.
Yeah, when I went on there, it was to talk about the convention last year, and they had been talking about the atheist convention coming, and they were thinking of going to it and everything. They ended up going to Comic-Con. So did you. But you tried to get into the convention.
We got shut down by the atheists. You don't have the street cred to hang out with atheists. So it's like, well, fuck it, I'll go to Comic-Con. I mean, I got a hard enough time proving to them I'm worth a shit, but at least they'll give me passes to come in and interview people. We really wanted to go. I begged, and they're like, give us a thing, give us another thing, give us some other proof. And it's like, here is my show, here is my website. Here are our bios. What more do you need? How about a digital press kit? Shit, sure. I probably need one anyway. You bet. So I put one together and stayed up all night and did it and shot it over. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And then nothing after that. And it was just like, I'm not going to come to your thing. And it's just, I don't really like conventions. I do like girls in cosplay, so I will always go to Comic-Con. And Comic-Con gives me shit to do. They put me on panels. They let me talk to people. I feel like I'm working. That's why I go to things. I go to things to work. I don't have downtime. So, yeah, it was sad. We just tried to prove to them that we were palsies and wanted to give them some of the only positive press, you know. I mean, our market's not huge, but I mean, nationwide, we have half the circulation of the Salt Lake Tribune last time I looked. So, they'll keep blowing me off.
Speaking of conventions, did you see David Silverman at the CPAC?
Yeah. Yes. Well, I know that American Atheists went to CPAC.
Yeah,
they actually I believe they shared booth space this year.
Okay.
I can't remember. Oh, with Edwina Rogers' group. Sorry, Edwina, I can't remember the name of your group off the top of my head right now.
But he's never going to forget your first name. Ever.
She's really cool. Yeah. I like Edwina Rogers. And very pretty lady, too.
I'd seen a clip with about a 16-minute long interview with David Silverman in it, and right near the end of it, when he calls Christianity a myth, that's when she freaks out and is like, "How dare you call Christianity a myth?" He's like, "I can call Christianity whatever the fuck I want."
Oh, that was from last year's CPAC.
Well, I thought they didn't make it in last year's.
No, they weren't
kicked out.
They weren't allowed to have a booth. They had paid for a booth. They were planning on having their own booth space there, and then the organizers apparently received a lot of complaints from people saying, "You can't have these people here, and they're going to cause problems." And
yeah, the Republicans and their desire to uphold constitutional rights.
Yeah,
so, I'd assume that was this year's after I saw the video come out right after CPAC had happened.
No, yeah, that was from last year, and he was talking to Dr.
It was a younger woman.
Yeah, it's conservative right-wing woman. Shit, I'll have to fucking Google that stuff.
She lost her job last year.
But who?
That
Edwina Rogers.
Yeah, she did.
Rude.
Yeah.
Secular group. That's what it says. Secular group fires top official. Oh, that secular group.
Yeah. Can't have any secular people in government.
Yeah, let's see. I gotta Google who the fuck he was talking to.
Yeah, I forgot her name. She was very condescending the whole interview. Actually,
yes, this is it right here.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. So
it was right around like the last 2 minutes where he had made that comment to her, and she kind of lost it a little bit.
I'm just wanted to see Dr. Gina Loudon. Dr. Gina.
Smart Life with Dr. Gina.
Yeah.
I have more Twitter followers than Edwina Rogers.
Do you?
So I'm going to give her the bump.
You should.
I don't mean that in the
sexual
as long
way.
as it's consensual, Jeff.
It's never. They don't consent, so I don't. I'm so lonely.
Well,
so alone.
According to some lawmakers, if you do it while she's sleeping, it's okay.
Oh, nice segue. I have that story.
I didn't even do that.
Nice. Handled very smoothly and professional, sir.
That is how we do it.
Segue! Yay!
Warts and all is how this goes out.
No, I love it. I listen to the show. This is fun for me.
We're phenomenal at announcing ours.
But yeah, so that video of David talking to Dr. Gina was from last year's CPAC.
So this is how he dresses normally?
No, actually not.
Really? Because I saw when the intro video to Atheist TV, and I'm just like, this makes me not want to watch it, and I'm its target demographic. it's just, ooh, you professionally awkward. I like that. Okay.
No, he's always wearing American Atheist gear if he's not in a suit, but
he's usually in a suit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have that same T-shirt. I like T-shirt a lot. I have two of them. I have a gray one and a black one.
Do you get one of those when you join, when you pay your dues?
No.
Oh, you got to buy that separate?
Yes.
Okay. Do you get a card when you pay your dues?
You do.
I'm headed toward a punchline.
I think I feel it. I think I feel this one coming.
It's time for me to re-up my Utah dues, but there's no card for me to carry, and therefore people will think I'm just making shit up. Are you an atheist? Yeah, show me your card. Well, we don't really have cards.
And you addressing the fact that there was a punchline approaching is perfect for this show.
Good.
We announced
actually,
everything.
you know what happened was we got our very first internet criticism came from somebody who denounced the use of segues, the lack of segues we had on this show, and so at that point we made it a point to be
Announce
terrible and talk about how we
Ladies
were
and gentlemen,
planning to segue.
it's time for a segue.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So with American Atheists, I got a fancy plastic one even because I'm a life member now.
Yeah, if you're not a lifetime member, you get the one that's about 1/10 of that width.
Yeah,
Nice.
like your insurance card.
I'm not. Is it? I mean, is this affordable on a humanist budget?
The life member is $1,200.
Madre de Dios!
And they've got different levels. So it's like the
Half-life.
standard life member, and then it goes to silver, and then I think
Shitty life.
gold, and maybe platinum.
Jeff's actual life member. Here's $1. Please
But
stop crying.
But you can split it up. So I split it up into equal payments over the year.
But wait, there's more.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and then as a life member, you get different benefits at the different levels. Discounted convention tickets, all that kind of stuff.
I am an atheist, and I am carrying a card right now.
Card-carrying atheist.
I have never, ever felt so secure with myself as I do right this moment.
And I put that one right here in my wallet so that anytime I go anywhere to do anything, it's
Right the first
right
thing you see.
there. Yeah. Like I go into Costco and, I just flash my little American Express Costco card, and then, the American Atheists one is much more prominent there. Hi, how you doing?
I usually have my government ID on top because it looks exactly like a military ID on top. So we're like, oh, you want your military discount? Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to have a military discount. I wouldn't call it mine, though.
Here's my arm. Go ahead and twist it.
People that serve in the military are making a sacrifice. So, yes, I would love to have a military discount.
I was in the military, but
What version?
Air Force.
I thought you said you were in the military.
Military
But
life.
I knew that was going to come, but I did work.
We've done that before. You haven't listened to all the shows.
I did work directly with the Army a lot, so.
Dude, don't quantify it. You were in the Air Force, man.
Yeah,
That's fine.
we're the most 90% of the Air Force is fucking pussies.
Hello, excuse me. Is that true? Excuse me, Army fellow? Sergeant fellow? I can't. Did you steal our air conditioners and soft serve ice cream machine, please?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Excuse me.
We didn't live with the Air Force in Afghanistan. We had our own compound area, and literally we drove over there one day to deliver some stuff to them, and like, shh, it's quiet hours. This is fucking Afghanistan. There's no quiet hours. Are you fucking serious? We live on a fucking runway.
The linens in my barracks are only at 400 thread count, please. I was promised 12 in the brochure. To Afghanistan. I'm sorry.
I won't disagree with that.
We're now 5 minutes past your announced segue. And I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. We'll hit it again.
Oh, did you hear about those politicians that say you can rape your wife when she's sleeping?
Yes, I sure did, Ryan.
What?
No, they said it wasn't rape.
Speaking of raping.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind. Consensual sleep sex.
Consensual sleep sex.
Charleston Gazette reporter David Gutman attended a discussion at the House of Delegates and had the opportunity to hear Delegate Kirkaba say, obviously rape is awful, but what is beautiful is the child that could come from this.
Obviously, rape is terrible, but...
Yeah.
You've got your daddy's eyes.
You have a constant reminder for at least 18 years.
I stole that joke. We did this story a couple weeks ago, and Taylor, the beautiful Taylor Hunsaker, told that joke. You got your daddy's eyes? Oh. We're all just like, oh.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But now that it's 2 weeks past, I can make the joke and laugh.
See, we didn't have a show last week.
I'm desensitized.
Yeah, that was really uncomfortable. Somebody in the Atheists of Utah group had posted an article. It might have even been the same article, and they just had a question about, so what's wrong with, if you're raped and carrying the child to term, what could be the potential downsides of that? And I was like, every waking moment of every day that you're with that child for the rest of your life is a constant reminder of how that child came to be.
Yeah.
Here is a trophy.
Here's your rape trophy.
Of the shittiest day of my life that I have to feed and care for now with Obamacare till I'm 26.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
It's true.
I have to pay for the insurance for my rape baby for 26 years.
No, you made it all weird again.
Don't worry,
It's all right. We'll get comfortable with that in a week or two.
us here on the Godless Rebelution, we are sensitive people.
Republicans seem to have a very unhealthy fixation on rape because they can't seem to stop talking about it. There was even an emergency meeting where all the misogynist, knuckle-dragging Neanderthals, quote, elected officials, were instructed not to even mention the word after the famous Todd Aiken gaffe. But it's kind of like telling a teen not to have sex. Once you make it forbidden, it can become an obsession, and it clearly has.
Oh, they didn't mean what I'm about to say. They just meant something with a dummy over there going to say, "Rape tasty! Damn it!"
I only caught 2 words of that.
Rape tasty.
Yeah, that's all the words I caught. Of that.
Ted Aiken.
Now I remember the Ted.
Yeah, I was trying to remember exactly what it was Todd Aiken had said, and he was the legitimate rape guy.
Yep.
If you've been raped, you can't get pregnant. You don't get pregnant while raping.
Yeah, because if it's a legitimate rape, the body has a way of shutting that all down.
Right.
I shook hands with a doctor once. I know what I was talking about.
There was that case. It was a year or two
Shook
ago.
hands with Ben Carson
In India, where the guys raped that girl on the bus, where they kept taking turns raping her and driving the bus around town and stuff. Where the guy
it was her fault.
Well, they just got convicted, and the guy said, "Well, you're doing more now to harm these women." And you're like, "Well, how so?" "Well, because now we'll know to kill her when we're done, so that way she can't fess up about it, or she can't identify us. Before, we could just beat the shit over her and let her live."
I'd light that dude on fire.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't get the point that just because she looks attractive, you can't rape her.
Oh, that's not a thing that you're supposed to do?
Well,
but Jesus says I get to put my dick in what I want to. It's in the Bible.
According to Jesus, I own that woman.
God said, buy me a shotgun, carry it around anytime I want to, and put my dicky where it goes.
If I rape her and I'm not caught, I'm fine. If I rape her and I am caught, then I have to marry her.
And pay the dad $50.
Or kill her.
Yeah. And then...
Yeah.
So, hopefully I just won't be caught.
So here's just a couple other examples, and we'll put a pin in this one. But
Thank you.
Richard Murdoch, Republican, Indiana, said rape babies were a gift from God, and when Ron Paul, Republican, Texas, implied that women lie about being sexually assaulted, of course, who can forget the champion of the rapists' rights, Paul Ryan?
Oh, fuck
He not
him.
only sponsored a bill that gives rapists the right to sue the victim, he also believes that rape is just another, quote, method of contraception.
Wait, what?
Of contraception? Rape is a method of contraception?
I hadn't heard
Or conception.
It does say contraception, but conception would make more sense.
Yeah,
well, unless
because-
he's saying that rape is an excuse that he's saying
for
that women
abortion.
use. Yeah, for abortion.
Yeah, that's probably it, actually.
Yeah.
I'm still fine with that.
Dude, absolutely.
The drive-through abortion clinic? Why not?
No,
I mean,
but
granted,
but I mean, if they're
not in my
if
car.
they're carrying, if they're carrying a rape baby, Jesus Christ,
He's got good leather in it.
No, I just
and a bunch of fucking coat hangers.
I just have
apparently.
cloth. No, that would be the fun one though. Is you could steal a buddy's car, hand it off to the girl, have her do the drive-through, and then you put. I mean, that's a practical joke with all sorts of dark connotations and layers to it.
So,
It sure is a placenta burger.
so then you've got your abortion
You hide
van.
that in the wheel well in the back with the spare tire.
You've got your abortion van, and you're basically just trolling around, driving through the city looking for vans with no windows on the back of them.
Are you pregnant?
You're following them around.
Do you want to be?
We have our abortion van following the rape van around town.
Yeah.
Yeah, you made it. You made it.
Yeah.
You took all the laughs away, Dan.
I'm just watching it in my head right now.
That's because I'm still recovering.
That's what happened. Yeah. I mean,
Did
all
you
of
notice Todd Aiken's on the Jacko report?
Jaco. Yeah, he's terrible. This is only 35 seconds. Let's see what he says here.
If an abortion could be considered in a case of, say, a tubal pregnancy or something like that, what about in the case of rape? Should it be legal or not?
Well, people always want to try and make that as one of those things. Well, how do you slice this particularly tough sort of ethical question?
No.
It seems to me, first of all, from what I understand from doctors, that's really rare. If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down. But let's assume that maybe that didn't work or something. I think there should be some punishment, but the punishment ought to be on the rapist and not attacking the child.
The Bible says the baby's not a person until it comes out of the canal and takes a breath. So
do our laws.
Could they just shut the fuck up already?
Aside from legitimate rape, the number one thing that bothers me about that,
do you have to get a license first?
Is talking about how it affects the quote child.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking child.
No,
the zygote.
Like, who remembers being born?
Nobody.
Almost nobody. A very few, very few people.
I don't think you
remember that,
but retain that memory at all.
No, but even
Dear
still,
God,
still, then, but then who remembers being in the womb or fertilizing the egg? No fucking way.
I have had dreams where I'm swimming through a really thick pool before. I don't know if that's what that was or not.
That's probably military stuff coming back. What do they call those?
Oh, I thought I was going
PTSD,
to like
PTSD, or
flashback.
You weren't
there, man. 200 thread count. You weren't there.
The fucking cable went out.
The pillowcase was itchy.
I had to go ask during quiet time.
They only had white wine. Oh my God, the Air Force. This is what happens when you only let officers fight. The whole thing becomes pointy and laughy. That's all it is. And it's adorable. Unless, of course, they're a pararescue jumper.
I was going to say the pararescue guys, I don't think they're all officers.
Or TAC-P.
Special forces altogether.
Pararescue is kind of like the Air Force Special Forces, and then you got TAC-P, who are the guys who are basically the guys sitting there out there in a tank with the Army going, drop a bomb right here. They're the ones talking to their airplanes when they're way the fuck out there.
Let me put it down this way. I think that in today's modern military, the job you want to get, this is not a moral. I'm not taking a moral stance now. I am taking a life expectancy lengthener stance. Is drone pilot.
Oh yeah.
All you're really going to get is hemorrhoids.
I mean, I've heard some funny stories about those guys. Like, I was just in this little pod blowing up people in Afghanistan. Now I'm sitting at Burger King grabbing a burger. How fucking weird is that?
Well, it's not that weird. They have Burger Kings in Afghanistan. Over on the Air Force side, right next to the Dairy Queen and the Froyost. I don't know why I'm douching off about the Air Force tonight. I am so sorry.
I make fun of them too.
Let's make fun of the Navy.
I don't live in Clearfield anymore, so we're okay.
Oh, yeah.
The only Navy I saw were the guys that checked our fucking bags through customs.
Bags.
Now it's an accent issue.
The Navy checked your bags through customs?
Shit on
they were the Navy dudes were they were working the customs when we were leaving the country. They're the ones basically going, you're not bringing any grenades or live ammunition or trying to smuggle any AK-47s back, are you? Like,
no.
Because if I was, I would tell you.
Well, they go through everything. They'd rip apart every single bag that you got coming back to the States with you because guys were doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah. They were bringing back all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they don't show you on that new Navy commercial. We protect everything, including customs coming out of war-torn countries where there's no real ocean around for them to have their boats.
Oh, yeah.
Or how hot and sweaty and smelly it really will be on a submarine.
Ooh, yeah. But they do show people dressed like Donald Duck. Was it enough to turn me off?
Donald, you mean like divers?
No,
like
Donald
the dress whites.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the hat.
Yeah.
The swishy bell bottoms and the
that was one thing.
Multi-buttons because they're like, oh, we put too many buttons on, they won't jerk off as often. And all
is that the reason?
They still,
they're trying to limit the semen of semen.
Yeah, it's basically if you can make the dick hard to get to, they won't play with it. I guess forgetting
like the Mormon Church.
You ever take a pair of sweatpants off without untying it first? Not that hard to get at your dick. That is just one of the nice things about being a guy is it's there.
I have like no ass, so unless I'm wearing a belt, my pants just fall right off anyway. So yeah, it's never been an issue. I could always get it's within easy reach.
Interesting. Good topic, guys.
That I have no ass.
More of your chronic masturbation problem and how you've managed to find a way to get your pants off faster.
I'm a problem solver. That's what I do.
Nice. Got this problem. Can't get to my dick fast enough.
Sweatpants.
Hello, wearing sweatpants.
They're sexy. So,
alrighty. I got a few quick news stuff.
Okay.
What do you guys want to talk about? You want to hit Netanyahu? That's got to come up tonight.
I'd like to hit him a couple times.
All right, let's do it.
What a douche. Yeah, seriously. You come into my look. Boehner needs to be.
Well, fuck that guy in particular.
You think he's going to hang on to his position as leader?
No, I think there's going to be a coup
for a speaker. Yeah,
I got a story about him. Do you think so?
But every 6 months they bring it up that he's in jeopardy of losing that job.
All the Republicans love him, though.
No, they don't.
But they can't. The moderates.
You mean the population or the people in D.C.?
D.C.
No,
he's not very popular. But what the problem is that the centrist moderates of Republicans, so hard right wingers, they're okay. They get it. And the other problem is that the Tea Party can't pick which one of them is the most frothy mouth, rabid, dick pimple. And until they pick their favorite dick pimple, which is what basically, I believe metaphorically they'd be doing.
The most Santorum of the group.
There you go. And so he's safe as long as the Tea Party continues to behave like the Tea Party. If they get their shit together, even for 5 minutes, he's done because they can do whatever they want. But I don't think that they will. They've not. Oh, there you go.
That's what it is.
Yeah, he's safe for now.
There's electromagnetism, my friend.
There sure
We've been trying to figure out that noise is coming from like weed.
So what about guys like Hatch and McConnell and those fuckers that seem to really be on board?
Well, they've got to toe the party line. So when the speaker says something and they're holding press conferences and everything, then they'll rally behind him. But there's back chatter all the time and news stories constantly about
they do.
Being
McConnell,
in jeopardy of losing his job because he's.
Did you see Hatch's reaction to
ineffective.
Netanyahu's speech though? He was the first one to stand up.
Boehner?
No, Hatch.
Hatch, yeah. Well, here's the thing.
But to me, there's a religious angle because it was when Netanyahu was talking about Israel and Orrin Hatch with the Mormon connection and saving Israel and whatnot.
No, they do, and I can't for the life of me. Bibi's got to know. He's got to know that the only reason these fucking Republicans need Israel in place is because that's part of what brings about Armageddon.
Yeah.
And they seem to be okay with it. I think because even though Jewish is a religion, deep down inside, I think they still think that we're all pretty fucking silly. And so they're just like, oh yeah, no, here it comes. Big Armageddon, make sure we've got the thing. And I think they're leveraging that because I don't see Armageddon coming, and apparently neither does the Judeo state.
Yeah, I heard.
Was that your Jewish accent? Is that what that was? Okay.
It tried and it failed. There's some accents I can't do.
I'm good at that too. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's really good at Jewish. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh no, I'm just good at fucking up accents.
Okay.
I want to start playing Fiddler on the Roof songs.
We do have a guy that I work with.
Right?
Yabba dabba do. I think that is it. Yeah.
Yabba zabba.
There's a guy I work with named Sam Roth.
Uh-huh.
He's not Jewish, but we always call him like with the Roth name.
Rothstein?
Yeah, making him sound more Jewish than he is, which he isn't at all. So
that's interesting.
It must be a pretty easy job to make him sound more Jewish than he is.
Well, we always make Jew jokes.
Dan Ellis Bloom.
And people actually thought he was Jewish. We're like, how dare you do that? He's Jewish. How dare you make fun of his ethnicity? Like, he's not Jewish. So one day I went outside of his room when we were on a deployment. And we have what are called pogs because coins are too expensive to ship over, so they make cardboard coins, little pogs. Yeah,
love it.
Yeah, and I glued a whole shitload of them outside of his room. I'm like, he's Jewish. He's going to try and pick them up. And he's going to sit there for hours and try to pick all those up.
Oh wow. Oh man.
So until that,
even the pretend military has a great sense of humor.
Nice.
Oh, that's terrible.
I thought it was funny.
I think it's funny. It's very funny.
What did he say about that?
Oh, nothing. He never even picked them up.
Coins off the floor.
There you go. That's a lot better. What, do you think you're kidding me? All these glued together means one.
The chutzpah, these people, I tell you what.
I win.
Well, I was going to say, I think it was Sam Harris that I was listening to recently who was talking about, people say that the problems with Israel and Palestine and Jews and Muslims in the area fighting back and forth and everything is it's all tied to their biblical stance on who should be able to claim that land and who has rights to that land.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, "Oh no, it's not about religion, whatever." And he's like, "No, if you were to tell the state of Israel that, we've set aside Texas for you now. Texas is now yours. You can all move here. We'll pay for it, everything."
Yep.
Do you think they would all leave? Do you think they would all? I mean, if they had the means, if they were paid to do it, yeah. Do you think they would all just voluntarily go, "Oh, fuck yeah, that's all we wanted was our own special place"? No, it has to be that bit of land.
You did mention it was Texas, so
that does make it tough. Yeah.
Hey, we gave you West Texas. I think I'll stay with the bombs and the mortars. This is fine. I'll be good.
But the thing that's funny is what you could offer is you could say, "Hey, look, Texas has more oil than Jerusalem."
But you can't drink the water in Texas.
It's the only place. It's the only place in the Middle East with no oil.
More beach land, more coastal areas.
Yeah, for sure.
World's largest sand trap on golf courses.
But that's really not the point.
And the world's largest sand trap?
Oh, all it is sand.
Well,
I want to give you the laugh, and I can't.
No, that was a bad one.
You talked golf, and I got what? What are you talking about?
Well, actually, you know which golf course does have the world's largest sand trap on it?
Is it in Dubai?
Utah?
Australia.
Oh.
Good eye.
On the Australian coast, they built a golf course where it literally takes 18 days to play all 18 holes.
What?
It's a tourist attraction. So each course might be like a par fucking 10 course on each one of these. But it's designed for, yeah. In this one, they're playing in the fucking outback where no one wants to go to, and they're trying to attract people to go there. So the idea is it's a vacation thing where you get to these vacation spots in the middle of fucking nowhere to stay at a hotel and drink their fucking beer. You play a hole a day and you get fucking drunk. Go to the next hole. Next day.
Yeah, tough luck.
They're having a hard time getting people to go on vacation and drink beer.
Well, I mean, to the middle of nowhere. This is like middle of fucking nowhere, Australia. Where people are like,
I try to find spots that there are in the middle of nowhere to take a vacation and drink beer.
This isn't like you're going to Sydney, though.
Yeah.
This is like you're going to the outback where it's like, well, you gotta share a fucking room with the sheep tonight.
Like you have to wedge it up a waterfall, and if it comes
again,
back down,
I don't.
That's the deluxe upgrade, man. They're not fucking around with that. That's some serious. Wow. It's like, oh, you want Nelly in there? That's gonna be an extra quid.
Sharing a room with a sheep. I still don't see any downsides to any of this.
Let's go. I mean, I think it'd be fun, but I think your average person that could afford to do it wouldn't find it fun because of the accommodations.
Yeah.
Your average drunk Australian? Fuck yeah, it would be fun.
It's fair dinkum.
Yeah.
So you had me pull up this little link here for...
Have we finished making fun of Netanyahu?
No.
This goes right along with Netanyahu, but it makes fun of this person even... This one was kind of despicable.
We cannot stay on topic on this show ever.
No.
So
This comes from the Tea Party, a Tea Party radio host named Andrea King, who argued recently that Democratic lawmakers and specifically members of the Congressional Black Caucus should be put to death by hanging if they boycott Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Tuesday speech to Congress.
Why black lawmakers specifically?
Because I guess there was
she's
a
white Southerner?
Yeah, and she's a member of the Tea Party, and a large group of the Black Democratic Caucus were ones that did the walkout.
Yeah, maybe this headline is just trying to make it sound... I mean, not that it's not fucking terrible.
Well, the thing is even...
Go down to the quote. She said it.
On like Fox News, they kept saying it over and over. And the Democratic Black Caucus being the largest walkout, they kept fucking saying that tagline.
So the story on Raw Story here says Tea Party radio host Andrea Shea King, we share the same middle name, and that makes me not very happy. Argued recently the Democratic lawmakers and specifically members of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Carcass?
Should...
Good Lord, man.
That would be here in Utah.
They just barely lost the house.
Should be put to death. Maybe that's what it was. I was reading ahead. Should be put... Should be put to death by hanging if they boycotted Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Tuesday speech to Congress.
Now, here's the thing. If you want to say they ought to be shot or they ought to be jailed or they ought to get the electric chair, okay, you're just an asshole. But when you go out of your way to point out the Congressional Black Caucus to
say black,
hung from the neck till dead, may God have mercy on their dark souls.
Yeah, I mean, If only she had mentioned lynching instead of hanging, she'd have hit the trifecta.
At the bottom, there is a 2-minute audio of her actually saying her thing. But, yeah.
So the story continues, quote, Obama doesn't have to run for re-election again. A lot of these guys do, King said in a clip of her radio show that was published by Right Wing Watch on Monday. Listen, I would like to think that these guys could pay with their lives hanging from a noose in front of the U.S. Capitol building.
Jesus Christ.
Because what they are doing is they are putting their own interests above that of America, she continued. And to me, that is criminal. Criminal! King noted that most of these members who are opting out of attending the speech are members of the Congressional Black Caucus. And...
yeah.
Oh, it gets dumb where she loses her filter and has no sense of self when she starts talking. And she says words that I have also said. But somehow she seems to not notice that these are words about her party and her people.
Oh, yeah.
But she says them as though they were, I don't know, it's very confusing.
Like the line where she says, how do these people get elected to represent us in Congress?
These people.
Because there are stupid people out there, and there are stupid people out there in those congressional districts who are so ignorant that they are dangerous.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
I completely agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're almost all in the Christian South.
Yeah.
So I'll pull up this link of her audio here.
Listen, I would like to think that these...
Wait, let me start this over. God damn, I fucking hate SoundCloud.
You almost nailed her voice, like, right on.
...for re-election again.
Really? Because I hadn't even listened to it before. Let me start this again.
Just start it over again. Do it again. Jesus Christ.
All right, the audio's all the way up now.
Okay, here we go.
For re-election again. A lot of these guys do. So if they're doubling down with the White House on what is increasingly proving to be a naive approach to this evil, they could pay with their jobs. Listen, I would like to think that these guys could pay with their lives, hanging from a noose in front of the U.S. Capitol
She would
building.
like to think that.
Because what they are doing is they are putting their own interests above that of America. And to me, that is criminal.
I wanted to laugh at that,
Criminal.
Jeff, but...
Then you painted a mental picture.
And guess what? Most of those members who are opting out of attending the speech are members of the Congressional Black Caucus.
Which is probably what brought the hanging to mind.
Total non sequitur. Dumb clucks. Because the dumb clucks wouldn't be electing these people if they knew better.
Well, she doesn't want to say dumb fuck.
So all of these Congressional Black Caucus people, the representatives, they reside in safe congressional districts. And several of the members have said in the media that they see the speech as disrespectful to the president.
It was.
Yeah.
How do people like this get elected to represent us in Congress?
Gerrymandering.
Because there are stupid people out there in those congressional districts who are so ignorant that it's dangerous. Because these people that they elect into Congress vote. And when they vote, their vote affects us.
What? No.
I don't know who I'm angrier with. Quite frankly, I don't know who I'm angrier with.
The troll in your bathroom mirror.
Famous people who occupy the halls of Congress or the dumb clucks that put them there.
What a dumb cluck.
Yeah.
Stupid people. Our lives are on the line and all they can think of is skin color.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all of us are going to turn black if we end up in a cage on fire. What? Stupid people.
Holy shit.
Congressman Gorman, you made reference to the president. Didn't...
Oh, wow.
She's a fucking awful person.
Yeah, she really is. How did she even get race out of that at all?
Oh my God.
Because it's all she thinks about. She just thinks about dumb clucks and black cock all the time.
Yeah. And dumb clucks and black cock.
Every time she says the congressional black cock, cock us.
Oh my God! What a horrible fucking shrew!
And how thick was the irony when she's talking about stupid, ignorant people that vote?
Exactly. There's no filter on her. She can't see it.
In order to be Republican, all I gotta say to get elected is, I believe in God.
Yep.
I stand on the side of God.
Yep.
You got my vote.
I'll be representing Jesus Christ when I go to Congress.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to bring God back to this country.
Warren does better than anybody else up there. Back to our off-air conversation of, Jesus and his temper tantrum.
What? No, say that again. What? You lost me there for a second.
Bankers.
Oh, right. Yeah, chasing instead of the bankers. I got you. Yeah, the pre-podcast. I'm sorry. I'm just fucking stunned after listening to that stupid.
Look, a short post-menopausal, white, angry. This is like hanging out with my relatives at fucking Thanksgiving. So, it's there, but they're in Utah, so it's not quite as overtly racist. Look, Utahns have a really good way, Mormons especially, of keeping their racism on the down low.
Yeah.
I remember a conversation when my aunt was marrying a man named Hector Alba. And
related to Jessica?
No.
Oh, shit.
Wouldn't that have been delightful?
Oh, I'd have gone to that wedding. I'd have paid to go to that wedding.
She would not have been born yet. She was just a zygote. But no,
that's a child.
They were, so I'm told, maybe it's God's plan for them to be aborted. Have you ever thought of that? Right. Maybe that's the lesson they had to learn. That goes back to a whole other thing.
Well,
but
nearly 50% of all pregnancies end in spontaneous abortion anyway. I mean, it's
well, and how
God is the largest single fucking provider of abortions in the history of humankind.
How could a mere doctor stifle the plans of the Almighty anyway?
Yeah.
It's got to all be God's plan if he's omnipotent.
What kind of weak fucking God is that?
Anywho, go ahead, Jeff.
But they did. They kept talking about the fact that she was marrying outside the covenant. And they said it over and over and over again. And I remember I was a wee tot. I was about 7 or 8, and I could not understand what the fuck they were talking about. And so I whispered something to my sister, and my sister said out loud, "You're saying Hector's not Mormon?" And they're like, "Oh no, he's Mormon." And so that was their code talk for, "Oh my God, our daughter's marrying a Mexican."
Yeah.
Turns out he's a great guy. He's been a stake president. He's one of those good ones you hear about, where the people like him. He takes care of the poor.
He's
people
one of
in
the
his
good
neighborhoods.
ones. We're not talking about his race. We're talking about his religion.
Oh yeah, Bishop. When he was a bishop and a stake president, he was one of the good ones. Jesus Christ, I really put my dick in the dirt on that one.
I was like, well, that's interesting. Okay.
He's one of the good Mexicans.
Yeah, that's definitely how it sounded.
You guys can steal your rims.
The other thing is that don't Mormons understand their own book, right?
No.
No.
Well, what I'm saying
just
is,
like any other Christian,
Native Americans, right, including Central and South Americans, are the quote Lamanites who are descendant of Lehi from Jerusalem, and they are the people who are coming back to get the truth in the last dispensation. That's why the migration is so heavy, quote unquote, to the truth. So marrying a Mexican, even if it is one of the good ones, should still be a great thing according to the church.
Well, you would think that, but there are so many things about the LDS Church that you would think are self-evident.
No, look, it's religion.
Yeah.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it back in their face a little bit because that's bullshit.
Speaking of the LDS Church,
no, it's not.
Today, all the news about...
Great segue, Dan.
You're welcome.
Dan found a segue. Dan. That's who he is. This is now, I don't know if you guys found the other one. Oh, yeah, it looks like it's next. Never mind. Carry on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a guest. I'll just sit over here.
I stole a few that you had posted for the left show.
As well, you should. That's what they're there for.
You guys had some good stories on the last episode. I was like, fuck, I wanted to talk about that. We'll do it anyway.
We missed a week though. Somehow, Daniel.
I just throwing this out there is there are some things I don't pick because I think they're a little heavy. We are not going to talk about the fucking dress on my show unless one of the girls brings it up and they get to talk about whatever the hell they want to.
I'm colorblind, so fuck that dress anyway.
But no, when I curate our link list, I like to think that I put some special time and attention, and I do sometimes skip the big stuff. And much like I'm seeing with you guys, these are all fantastic links, and the more people talking about them, the better. So it's never theft. All it is just spreading the word.
Well, of course, yeah.
But you do have some podcasters that are out there, and you do the same story as them. And look, when Bill Allred gets around to telling a story, a boner of the week on a Thursday that I covered the previous Sunday, there's a little bit of me that's like, old news, man.
Well, it's the same. That's
or a week or two later sometimes.
Yeah, that's the same shit you pulled on me about the story I just did. You're like, yeah, well, let me tell you what we talked about when we covered this 2 weeks ago.
But it's a wonderful story, and I'm glad it came up. But you see the excitement, the cherubic glee upon my face as a story I wanted to spend more time with.
But we did miss last week, so.
Because apparently somebody was fucking sick.
Sorry.
Who may or may not have given consent.
Hey, I still would have done the show. I think you guys would have not been very happy about it this week when you were.
It's fine.
Fucking curled up in a fetal position, coughing your guts out, and hoping
JC
you'd
showed up to my
die.
house sick 3 weeks in a fucking row. What are you doing here?
That
I'm
poor
do
guy.
my show. I have people living in this house.
How's he feeling?
I don't care.
He wasn't on the. Well, he wasn't on the last show, right?
No. He's horking lung cookies.
Still, did he end up with pneumonia?
We don't know. They're still treating him for fucking asthma.
Damn.
Wow.
And he doesn't have asthma, but he may or may not have pneumonia. I don't know. I worry about him. I really do.
Yeah.
I do. I worry about him enough that, boy, I just wish that he had kept himself at home when he got sick. No, I kid. That's the nature of our thing. No, he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Everybody's for the most, well, except for Forrest. Everybody's doing all right.
Well, that poor fucker.
Well, say something nice because he's probably going to listen.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, we wish him well.
We love you, Forrest. I was really hoping that you would be able to make it out tonight, but I understand that you were probably worn out from going to Capitol Hill earlier today.
He did go up to the Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
It made it through. I don't think they took the vote. Did they take the vote on the third reading today? Of medical cannabis?
I don't know. I don't know if they did. I don't know if they did the vote or not. Last I heard
It was still alive though.
They've done first and second, so it's got to go through its third read.
I thought it was on its third read and it was on its way to its. This morning on the news, I thought I said it made it through the third read. It was on the way to the House.
As long as they take care of those bunnies.
The floor.
I mean, it'll die in the House.
Yes,
Don't get me wrong. If it does, if it passes, I will shit myself startled.
Yeah.
But I think the House will kill it. But if it makes it all the way through, and look, I understand that it's important. And
honestly, I'm surprised it's made it this far.
Yeah, me too.
The only reason why I think
Completely
it'll make it through is because it is only for the oils and for the gummies. It's not for actual. You can't actually buy marijuana to put in a pipe and smoke.
You're forgetting a crucial factor that is the Mormon Church.
I can light a gummy bear on fire.
Well,
money.
I'm not saying it's good for you. I'm saying I can't smoke a gummy bear.
Definitely not.
Well, no, but
I could see it getting passed because of fucking money. The
But it
Mormon
won't
Church
because
is
they're
all
not
about
going.
money.
It's not going to be taxed. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it's not being sold for recreational use or anything,
no.
so it's not going to have any tax issues.
Gotcha. Okay.
And the Utah's way of setting up is a lot stricter than other places. Of like where California, where you can basically go to Doc and go, "Hey, Doc, I feel nervous. Here's a weed card." You can't. You're not gonna be able to do that here.
And then
in
you
Utah.
can just go and buy some buds. And,
yeah. And here in Utah, the way they're setting it up is basically you have to be legitimately like, "Hey, my child is
cancer or
suffering from grand mal seizures all the time, and that's seizure problem." Okay, yeah, you can go in. You can get the CB. It's the derivative that comes out of the actual pot plant, which has no THC. No, it has no THC in it. CBDs.
That's the good stuff.
It is the good stuff, but they don't give it to kids.
Isn't that the bit that's going to help you with your pain and anxiety?
Well, that's what.
and...
If you have cancer, you get the THC part. Or some traumatic thing like that. But for the kids that have the grand mal seizures and all that kind of stuff, and dealing with epileptic seizures, there's a chemical in weed called CBD that they extract out of it, and it has no hallucinogenic or getting you high effects, but it does stop children from having seizures, and that's the oils they can either rub topically or put into a pill, and you can ingest it, and it stops them from fucking
Grand mal
seizures.
seizure wasn't he in the
that was banned in
Star
the
Wars
70s.
prequels?
Talking about seizures, did you see the clip of that dude that fucking had a seizure while skydiving?
No, I saw the headline. I didn't see the video.
Dude, it's crazy. There's a guy. I don't know if you're a pussy for jumping out of an airplane.
No,
he was pushed.
Being so scared about it that he had a seizure.
No, he was going back for his research. Like he hadn't skydived in a long time, so he had to go up with an instructor to basically research. And
He was going up for his research because he lost his certification because he was
had
getting
seizures.
Probably. I can do it. I can do it.
I'll be fine. It'll be fine. Trust me.
But the dude literally, like, you can see the instructor tell him to do a left-hand turn. He goes into a left-hand turn, and he just starts, like, shocking. He goes upside down, just completely tensed. Instructor dives down to him, fucking grabs that fucking cord, fucking pulls his parachute.
Yeah, he would have died.
Yeah, he said he didn't regain consciousness about 1,000 feet above the ground. That was after his parachute had been open for 2,000 feet.
Yeah.
Wow. It's good looking out from the instructor.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Jesus saved him.
Wait, there was a Mexican guy as a shoot instructor?
No, I think his probably name was like Dude.
Yeah, but he was one of the good ones.
His name was Dirk.
Hey, man. Why you do the shaky with the thingy? And then, no, you don't open your parachute, you're going to fall down, you're going to go skoosh.
But you said only cancer patients will get THC?
You have to have certain illness. Like, it can't be like, or PTSD was on the list. I know cancer was on the list. Tumors, children's with epilepsy were on the list. That's
children's with epilepsy.
Well, that's a big one right now. Is the children that have epilepsy and have seizures right now.
But I mean, to get the THC part of it.
I think they're giving it out depending on what your illness is.
How sick do you have to be to get the good?
Probably,
that's what I'm getting at, because like I'm picturing South Park with Randy sticking his balls in a microwave,
so they
can get testicular cancer to go and get.
I know the THC part of it. Cancer patients, PTSD, and all that shit are working good with them. But as far as all the other ones, I don't know what the exact breakdown is, but I know they're only doing those two forms. And I know that most of those oils are the non-THC. There's a lot of non-THC oils that they put out that are more for other illnesses.
Well, and I saw an article with they were talking about one of Utah's lawmakers having a problem with it being a potential gateway. You know, that this is just a stopgap or a
slippery
stepping
slope to wellness and feelings of contentment.
on the way to recreational legalization of marijuana
or stone bunnies
or stone bunnies. And they were so concerned about that, and everybody's like, oh no, and I'm like, so fucking what? Maybe it is. So fucking what? It shouldn't be illegal anyway.
Right.
It's one of the safest things that you can use recreationally if you're into that kind of thing. And she's got a huge fucking problem with it. And it was like, why are you not working your ass off to make alcohol illegal everywhere?
I had a chat, honestly, with
like she's concerned about this, and it's like, so fucking what?
Yeah, I had a chat with my doctor 2 days ago. He's like, all you really need to do is put the statistics of even just general marijuana use, not even medicinal, against recreational pharmaceutical use, and look at the death rates, the accident rates, and all that. He's like, I have absolutely no idea why anybody would be upset, for people to medicinally use marijuana. He's like, not only does it relieve pain for those that are chronic, it relieves it to a point where they'll cut half and then half again their prescription intake, which I think there
good
illustrates exactly why there's such a problem with
rather than taking more and more and more as they become. I mean, like any other painkiller,
it's a lobby.
The drug company's getting money.
Yep.
Slippery slope, my ass. It's a slippery slope to napping.
Yeah,
that's what smoking pot is.
Yeah,
to Funyuns and napping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
carpentry.
But yeah, I didn't understand why. That was her biggest concern, was that she was afraid that it was going to be just a stepping stone on the way to full legalization. And it's like, even if it was, so fucking what? So fucking what if it is? It should be legal. Across the board.
Hey, you guys got your idiot Zion curtain years after Prohibition went away. If you can make liquor laws even dumber as we march towards the year 3000, I am pretty sure you can be fucking recalcitrant and a pain in the ass about fucking pot.
Yeah.
Give the sick people that you are denying Medicaid expansion a fucking reefer to smoke, because really, you've made their lives miserable. That's it. That's what they want.
Medicaid expansion. That whole fucking, fuck Herbert for withholding that too.
Fuck Herbert.
He put himself in the own goddamn mess. Fuck. It was okay.
What an asshole for withholding that coverage for people
for 2 years.
Yeah,
and then putting it together, knowing that Hughes was not going to give him what he wanted.
Yeah, I don't like Herbert. I don't see any.
No, I'll go out on a limb and say I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Your limb is crowded.
I have yet to see any redeeming qualities.
Yes, your limb is crowded.
Of our governor. I mean, he fucking helped. He's not working toward cleaning the fucking pollution here along the Wasatch Front. He's not doing Medicare. He's against the medical cannabis. He's against gay marriage. I mean,
he's corrupt as well.
He's such a fucking prick.
He brings the Mormon church into every conversation.
Well, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That's his constituency.
Well, I mean, that's what he shouldn't be doing.
No.
Yeah, well, that's how he gets elected.
Oh, yeah.
So Netanyahu.
Fuck him. Oh, him too. Fuck Netanyahu too.
Just kidding. Are we done with that one?
Should we crack a window in here?
What do you say about Netanyahu? The douchebag, the cunt nugget. What? Hey Taylor, I'm asking retroactive permission for use of the word.
You know, actually, I was going to tell you before we even started the show. Feel free to say "cunt" as many times as you want.
No, the word makes me uncomfortable.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's what makes it so beautiful.
True.
Is that it makes people uncomfortable.
But then you
a
get
sound that I make with my mouth can be so disconcerting to somebody.
True, and there are a lot of those sounds. Most of them are me doing. Remember Michael Winslow?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I was saying yeah to Michael Winslow.
Yeah,
not to the.
I make kissy sounds.
Not to Dan's puckering.
Matt's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I want some of that.
So,
it's always one step too far. Always, every time.
Does the beard, does it tickle when it drags along the taint? Does it?
If I shave.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Otherwise, you just it's Velcro.
Yeah, there's a buffer zone.
It's like if two Pam Griers ran into each other. And,
Jesus. I thought you were asking about my own taint, and I'm like, it's not that long, and I'm not that flexible.
No, I meant your beard on his taint, because you made the pucker, and he said, "Oh yeah." Fuck. This is fun. This is fun.
Yeah.
I'm telling dick jokes with a whole new group of dicks. So here comes Netanyahu. And he has an agenda and he wants what he wants.
Correct.
And he is in charge of the country that causes more democratic infighting than I have ever seen. Mm-hmm. I think that Israel is swell, and I wish that they didn't get rocket attacked as often as they do. In fact, not at all. I understand the Palestinian modern state in that they're being treated like shit. They got evicted out of their fucking where they were living for quite a while. Yep. Basically, the world powers were like, get out of the way. This is theirs now. Get along.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, here's two cats and a pit bull, with rabies in a closed room. Have a good time, kids.
Yeah.
And so I see this from all of these different areas, and I see the anger, and I understand where it's coming from. I understand why Israel is important strategically, on a geopolitical level. Mm-hmm. So when Netanyahu is like, you know what? It looks like they don't like their black president either. So I'll come over and just be a ridiculous, gray-haired douchebag with a fantastic fucking speaking voice, might I add.
He does have a great fucking voice, I gotta say.
And
I don't want to give him credit for anything, but yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying,
No, I know.
So maybe people don't. What did he say that was so inflammatory and terrible?
We should probably pull that up, because all I have is, I was assuming people would be aware of this, and I have a summary of what he, quote, actually said.
Here's the deal. I'll sum it up, and then we can go to details. But basically, we're working with Iran, and we're trying to take all of their nuclear growth and turn it into nuclear shrinkage, right?
Right.
No one has seen the fucking deal. The talks are
ongoing,
millimeters away from failing at any second. We don't know what's in the deal. We've said what we want. That's about it. And Netanyahu fucking pops up and he's like, the president has put together a plan, this deal, talking about it as though it had already happened and had already been written.
Yeah.
And it's the way that the Republicans are talking about it too, means that every child born to a Christian family will be on fire by the end of the week.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And it's all absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
And so here comes this little motherfucker. And I mean that too. He fucks mothers. Look at him. And he pops over here and he disrespects the president of the United States. For me, yeah, it's an insult because I happen to like our president. But had he done this to Bush, I would have been upset because it's a right to the office of the president.
Yeah.
And it had Nancy Pelosi pulled this fucking stunt, I would have been pissed. This is horseshit. This is cheese dick politics.
Yep.
This right here, this is where canceling civics taught in schools leads us, is to horse shit, dog and pony show bullshit like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying and dangerous.
You shouldn't have been allowed to talk in front of Congress.
Right. Well, and the fact that he was invited there by Boehner and the Republicans to come speak about this particular issue anyway.
I mean, we already know they have a lot of discontent for the president, and that just goes even further.
Yeah, but where do you draw the line between this and treason or mutiny? I mean,
well, treason, because I don't think they're on a boat.
Yeah.
Is mutiny only on a boat?
I think it's only
I believe
on a
so.
boat.
Is it on? Okay, well then.
I wasn't in the Navy.
Well then, treason.
But what about the times that the Navy was? Never mind.
They're on land.
The Navy was in you.
Oh.
Nice.
But that was
No, that's why the Navy has names on their backs.
What? Who would? Oh, hey, Bobby.
So
you didn't know that?
So you can read it as they're running away?
No, so you can know their name while you're fucking them in the ass.
Oh.
Hey there, Billy. Care for a reach around? No fun.
Or the actual real reason is because they all do laundry together and you can find your own fucking pants.
That's not a good reason. That doesn't make me laugh.
No, it's better to say it so you know you're fucking.
No, it looks like mutiny can be used outside of a boat.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but
it was just most commonly used during the pirate era in the 17th century.
I was teasing.
Oh.
So.
What? But then I asked about it, and everyone said, yeah.
Well, I didn't want to walk off my punchline. I don't know why they lied to you. I was committing to the bit.
I said I don't know. I think that's correct.
I think, however, though, if we want to prosecute him in a criminal way, it has to be treason because I don't think mutiny is necessarily against the law.
Well, fair enough. But my point is, it's not upstanding politics.
No. It's despicable douchebaggery.
Okay, right, and I think
it's partisan hackery.
Right. So, I'll just go over this quick
fuckery
analysis.
most foul.
I'll go over this quick analysis of what it sounded like Netanyahu was actually saying.
All right.
It was so nice of your It was so nice of your Speaker Boehner to invite me here to lecture you on how infantile and weak your president is. He needs to man up and not accept an agreement with Iran. Quite honestly, we need war. We've always needed war, and we'll need your money, your armies, your contractors to get the job done. Peace cannot be handled diplomatically through resolutions and sanctions. They must be handled with an iron fist and American money. However, let me say thanks for letting me insult you to your face instead of just at the United Nations or from over in Israel. It was nice seeing the whites of the eyes of all the people responsible for giving us so much money whenever we ask for it, even though our own people can't get their health paid for like we do. We appreciate you considering your money to be more necessary for us than yourselves. That's very generous. Now give us more money.
That all sounds.
It's a good translation.
That all sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's what I heard.
Yeah. It was just it seemed all very ballsy.
Yeah.
And even for even though they are Republicans, for them to not just to applaud, but to stand and applaud for something so mutinous seems a little bit. I mean, it almost goes beyond bipartisanship.
Oh no, this is New World Order shit.
All right,
the Illuminati.
No. It's there's a. I don't know if it's fucking biblical. I don't know if it's monetarily cyclical, but this is a power grab. This is and I don't mean this in the Illuminati freak 'em out sort of UFO visit and sort of way, but what you're watching is on many different levels the dumbing down of the American electorate by making our schools full of dipshit. And the dumber your voters are, the easier it is to get away with shit. In addition to that, the immediate problem is disenfranchisement of minorities, and the different and the artistic and the spreading of voter apathy. So while you're waiting for your current dipshits to get out of high school, because they'll all pass, you got to make sure that their parents, older brothers and sisters aren't voting because they don't think it matters. So you've got that all out of the way, and all it does is clear the way for deregulation, pulling back all the protections that people have under the guise of you guys. The clearest bell to me was fucking McConnell and who was that other douchebag? I don't know, he's a Republican, standing there talking about how, I think it was a joint press conference, and they're like, what we're going to do is we're going to return America to its 40-hour work week with the president changed. Well, what that was the president had made a change with the Affordable Care Act that full-time meant 30 hours to trigger your employee buy-in for that.
Right.
And they're like, so what, and that was a purposeful lie to where they say, we're going back to the American tradition of the 40-hour work week because Obama took that away from us. Right. And I had members of my family who seemed to be able to tie their shoes and walk back and forth without biting their own arms off, going, see, Obama tried to make us work more. And it's like, you fucking idiots.
No.
Which, by the way, gets you uninvited from Thanksgiving dinner.
No, yeah, and I've heard that both ways.
Victory.
Real quick, and I've heard that both ways on the 40-hour work week thing, that, you know, because he said it at 30 hours, now employers have cut their employees' time down to under 30 hours so that they don't have to pay them.
But that was already a trend.
Right. I mean, it absolutely was.
Yeah, it was.
And you can't blame that on the president or fault the president for the acts of these
Walmart
fucking assholes.
No. Papa John's.
And then I've heard it on the other side where, people have this mistaken impression that somehow Obama had made it that we have to work more hours than 40.
Yeah.
And no, that's not it at all. It was the progressive people
I was
who
just
said
trying
it
to-
at 40 hours as being
Dan,
full-time.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dan. I was just trying to get the people what they deserve.
That is quite good.
It is a really good Obama, right?
It's as simple as that. Thank you for your words, Jeff.
I feel your pain. Would you like to see my penis?
But you mentioned voter apathy, and
We
that
can
being
do that another time.
That being part of the design of this whole grand scheme, right? I think that's the biggest fucking problem with our government. I mean, we are the government that we create, and we create that government through voting and through voter apathy and people not voting.
Spread
that's
that
fucking
weed quite so thick, sir.
I mean,
you're using the general American public as the
general,
we.
the American public. I mean, we're a free society who has the right to vote, and so many fucking people don't exercise that right, and then they complain about the fucking government and things that are going on with the government, and it's like, and then they say, well, I'm not going to vote because it doesn't fucking matter anyway. That's the whole fucking problem, stupid ass.
I have that little bit of mindset, but I still fucking vote. I'm like, I know it's Utah. I know
it is hard in Utah, but
it's
I like
so
my
fucking
I like my
conservative.
polling
Well,
judges.
and
but I still vote.
Well, and that's people who, you know, a lot of the time when you hear people say that shit, it's the people who vote once every 4 years. They go and vote for the president.
Right,
it doesn't, votes are held every year, sometimes multiple times per year.
At least every 2.
You can vote
every year. You got municipals on.
Oh yeah.
and
the
it's
boring one.
And it's the municipal shit where all of this starts, and where you should be more concerned anyway. I mean, national level stuff, sure, it affects you, but I mean the stuff about your house and your local taxes, all that kind of shit. You should be voting every fucking year and every chance that you get. It pisses me off. It makes me sad and angry that here in the United States we take this privilege and this right for granted so easily, where in other nations where they don't have this right, they would be clamoring and they would love to have this kind of thing, and most people are like, no, I think I have to do laundry, or I think the bachelor's on that night, so I'll be busy.
I was in Iraq during the first vote.
Well,
they could vote. No, but there, people were lining up at the polls.
I was in a combat theater.
You know what they ought to do,
people were lining
honestly?
up at the polls with the threat of being, if you show up, you're going to get killed, and people are still fucking lining up, showing up. I don't fucking care if they're going to shoot me or kill me. I'm going to fucking vote today.
That's the purple finger.
Yeah,
they should make Election Day a national holiday. Have it a federal holiday. Everybody can have, well, not everybody, because some people will still be working, obviously, but make it a federal
weekend.
holiday,
Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and extend voting times. Make it a fucking week where people can go in.
They don't want to do that. Then the people it's harder to get the polls that vote democratically would be able to get there and vote.
Put it online. I can do my fucking banking. I can file my taxes. I can do everything online, but fucking vote. That's stupid. That's fucking ridiculous. And that's put in place so that people won't vote, so that not as many people can vote.
Right. And because also in Utah, you have to walk into a fucking elementary school where it says "In God We Trust" poster everywhere.
Not even that. In several districts, you have to go to a fucking church to vote.
Yeah. I go to the college in my district.
Yeah. Yeah, here at my home, our polling place is a church.
That's fucking retarded.
I would have to go to a fucking church in order to cast my vote.
It's just a building, man.
It is just a building. Honestly, it is just a building, but it affects how people vote. Just the same way that it's the same reason that they don't allow electioneering and people to grandstand and give speeches in voting.
Well, and I grant you that, but honest to God, I don't think it's going to change much in Utah. Whether they're going to a church or a fucking school, they're still going to vote like shitheads.
Yeah. What about the volunteers?
A lot of them who would go out to vote, sure, but there are still people in line who could be voting another way, and they get there and they're influenced by the people they're surrounded with and by the environment that they find themselves in.
Well, those people shouldn't be voting. That's a joke. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you're that easily influenced, like.
Well, no. I mean, some people are afraid. I mean, that's
all right. I won't joke again.
As voter and
fucking Jesus Christ.
Stop being funny.
No, this is
What's the matter
something
with you?
It's something that really it makes me really angry. It bothers me a whole lot.
I'll remember that for next time.
I mean, even though I usually lean Democratic, I always watch the
He's been tipped toward me all night.
What?
You've been leaning toward.
Oh, have I?
Leaning
it's
Democratic.
a gravitational pull of my political prowess.
It was a multi-level joke.
I always watch the debates and everything, and I try to be educated on what's going on in it, even though I usually have some sort of bias. Who doesn't have a bias when they're going into something?
Everybody has a bias.
Everybody. But, I mean, it's impossible not to.
Yes, I do.
But
no, yes, I do.
Mitt Romney never said anything that would have swayed me his fucking way during that last election.
What a douchebag that guy is.
Yeah.
I was really hoping he would run again just so I could point and laugh when he fucking failed again.
I got all the stuff from the last time. It's all ready to go. It would have been so fucking easy. It would have been like the least amount of Democratic spending because they would have been like, just change that last number. Just put a 6 on it. That's 6.
I was really hoping that he would run, but I was sad when he dropped out.
Well, it's like
I went to Jeb.
How does someone who's a member of the Church of the True God lose to somebody who couldn't even hold the priesthood in that church till 78?
Boom!
Oh,
boom! Back on show topic. Look at the man
ding,
go.
Ding, 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 ding.
See what happens when you stop being funny?
I guess that's my calling.
Well, the church thing in voting just really fucking makes me mad.
You know what? I totally get it. I absolutely get it because the way I don't know what your outside of Utah listeners are, but I mean the way that our particular electorate thinks, and that is that being a Republican is part of church. Going to it's like you may think, I kind of want to vote for Matheson, which you shouldn't do. It's dirty. I don't care. Mia Love can do less damage than Jim Matheson can just with his apathy. But you might be thinking, my neighbor, for example, Jeff is running for District 43 and I want to vote for him, but I'm in church and I have to vote Republican because abortion and stuff. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, they've done study after study where your surroundings and the people around you do influence your actions. It's human nature. It's something that you can't avoid.
Yeah.
So it just upsets me greatly.
Talking about our listenership, California is our the second largest state that we have for listenership besides Utah.
Nice.
Being that we're based in Utah is our largest listenership.
But none of our listeners, as far as I know, are Republicans at all. I mean.
But you know what they want to do in California? There's a lawyer in California that wants to put gays to death.
Holy shit, a segue!
Whoa! You know what? You know what's fucking hilarious? Let me just point this out real quick because
whenever I get one
every single time he tries to segue, I step on it every time because I don't recognize it.
You do. You start saying something, I'm like, I'm fucking working on something here.
It was smooth, man. It was smooth.
You were talking about what he was talking about, and then I was like, "Oh, okay, I can add on that." And
that's
then it's
how
like
a segue works.
Different direction, and I just every time. Sorry, Ray, go ahead.
No, when grown in the wild, and nature's segue will go quite natural and pushed into conversation.
Can you do a Cliff Clavin? You sound like you could do a Cliff Clavin.
Let me think about it. Okay, go.
Well, you know, no. But anyway.
That wasn't me. That was you.
I'm looking down. A California lawyer believes God wants him and the rest of us to murder gay people. Yeah, you kind of heard that right.
You mean God doesn't want that?
No, God does want that.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, of course he does.
Oh, so he wants to pass a bill that allows it, though.
Well, is this like a Matthew, Mark,
Why should he have to pass a bill? Isn't this God's law?
John God, or is this the God from Leviticus, Deuteronomy? It sounds like Leviticus
which God in particular is he speaking?
I would be going with Leviticus God.
I think you could
pre-Jesus.
You can make a case for either.
For either what?
New Testament or Old Testament. It's the same Yahweh.
Yeah.
Same Yahweh.
Yahweh?
Different child. We got to make sure it says Yahweh, no way on it.
Yahweh?
No way. Well, the proposal by Matt McLaughlin, who lists his address in Huntington Beach, was received by an initiative coordinator at the Office of Attorney General on February 26 and closed a $200 check in the complete text of Sodomite Suppression Act.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure it's $45 at Debbie Double D's Dungeon and Leather Emporium. Is the sodomite suppression. I think it's $45.
Yeah, it's $45.
Well, the act outlines 7 measures relating to those who engage in same-sex sodomy. 7?
Ah, biblical number.
Is it?
Yeah.
7 plagues? I made that up.
7 heads and 7 tails?
A monstrous evil that God Almighty, giver of freedom and liberty, and commands us to propose on
I already agree
pain
with
of
that.
our utter
Monstrous
destruction,
evil
even
God
as
Almighty.
he otherwise as Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sorry, Ryan. Nobody heard
No,
any of that.
Sodom
I
and
apologize.
Gomorrah was about offering your daughters to keep angels from
Yes,
being raped.
correct.
So
Because who were, after all, male?
The
angels were.
But
Daughters,
that's
who
where
cares?
sodomy comes from, is Sodom, so that means we're all having sex in their poop holes,
no,
right?
it's from Castilian when he said, I want to put it in your thottum. It's in your thottum.
Nice.
Put it in my thottum.
I think this guy honestly thinks that the United States is going to turn into Sodom and Gomorrah and be crushed by God, because this is his next line. It says, seeing that it is better that offenders should die rather than that of all of us should be killed by God's just wrath against all of us for the folly of tolerating wickedness in our midst. The people of California wisely command in the fear of God that any person who willingly touches another person of the same gender for purposes of sexual gratification be put to death by bullets to the head or by any other convicted methods.
Should be put to death by bullets.
Thank you for presenting.
We were all touching each other when that was going on. But wait, I'm confused.
I wasn't. I was just waiting for the gratification.
Dan was the unwilling recipient.
You don't know
consensual.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
bullet
so-
to heads or any convenient method.
So like machete to
If
neck?
it's closer than the gun.
So I'm confused though. If he's a legitimate God-fearing,
He's a legitimate God. They got ways of shutting that whole thing down.
no, I'm saying from his perspective.
Yeah, are you an illegitimate God-believing fella?
From his perspective, he's got the right point of view, just like every religious person thinks. Right? They're right and everyone else is wrong. Right? This guy thinks he's right and everyone else is wrong, and that's going to bring down God's just, which includes murdering all kinds of people.
Well, I think he's saying we need to kill the
Justice.
gays so God doesn't kill them.
Yes,
so
but-
God doesn't kill all
of us. Yeah.
Okay, but if the
needs of the many.
But if this
outweigh the
guy's
needs of
right,
the
what
few.
the fuck is he worried about?
Yeah, he goes straight to heaven.
Yes.
And to be
So who
honest,
gives a
I
shit?
think you'd have a lot of fun in Sodom and Gomorrah for a fucking few weeks before God comes down and says,
That is
"Fuck
an
you all."
excellent point, actually.
I don't
Thank
think
you.
so. I think that Sodom and Gomorrah was a weird ass rapatorium. I don't think it was.
I mean, we're not talking like Genghis Khan.
I agree, but I agree that Sodom and Gomorrah is really atrocious, but for different
Khan
reasons.
left
Like-
town. I mean, yeah, it was
After
bad.
raping everyone.
He'd come in, he'd do his bad stuff, and then he'd go. Whereas Sodom and Gomorrah,
So it was a
just always
traveling
there.
Sodom
Yeah,
and
but you-
Gomorrah. It was like the tent show version of Sodom and
Yeah,
Gomorrah.
I still think Khan was worse, but I agree with you. Sodom and Gomorrah is not as good as it sounds, but for different reasons. Like
Smells like goat pussy in here.
exactly, and so that's weird because I always heard him saying Matt. That's what I always heard. But in any case,
You made a joke about yourself.
yeah, I did. Thanks, Ryan.
Don't mock his love.
But my point is, what is this guy worried about? He's right. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, if he is right,
no,
then
but
he's.
I ask him. He's fucking right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like any religious person.
Because if you kill all the gays, then the weird feelings he has that society has taught him to be uncomfortable with when he's snorting cocaine off a male hooker's ass, and he's like, ooh, this feels wrong. I should kill it because it makes me uncomfortable.
But if we kill all the gays, won't that just delay God coming down here to fucking rapture this fucking place?
Yeah, I think that's what.
Of course it will, because all the gays will be in heaven having a big old party, and God loves a big gay parade.
Well, and I think that's what Matt was alluding to is let's say that this guy is right, and if we don't kill all the gays, God will apply his just wrath upon all of us. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want that to fucking happen?
There's actually a whole nother level to this. Let me remove it one step, which is totally beyond the capability of any religious person. No, I'm serious. Hear me out on this, right? So, you have the belief that all these people are going to hell. Right? Forever. Eternity. Torture, torment, the worst thing you could possibly imagine.
After 10,000 years, you're just getting started.
And yet, I heard an analogy of how long that is, and it will blow your fucking mind.
Okay.
A long time.
But hell forever. And yet you still think it's your responsibility to make their only life miserable as well.
Well, they don't believe it's
what
their
a
only
giant
life,
fucking prick you are.
Even though God is going to take care of it for eternity, which is already an unjust punishment, you still have to kill them.
Yeah, you still have to take this one.
You still have to make their life
blink of an eye of existence and make it fucking miserable for them.
Makes absolutely no sense.
No.
It's mind-boggling how little sense that makes.
Yeah.
Hey, these people put carrots in Jell-O. There's just no end to the shit that they'll do.
We're trying.
My grandma did
Jeff,
that.
we're trying to
too.
be intense here for a second.
What, you think putting carrots in Jell-O is not a serious fucking matter?
That is intense.
I fucking love Jell-O, and then you put a vegetable in it.
It's a way to sneak veggies into your fucking food.
Flavored animal marrow. It should be eaten as a feast of blood. Yeah.
Gelatin.
It's good.
Unless you make it with cornstarch, and then you might as well just suck a dick.
So
for fun.
Wait, he didn't say you couldn't do this. Is only an anti-sodomy law.
Oh,
so gays can suck as much dick as they want,
which is what most of them do anyway.
Or lick pussy.
Very few of them do actually.
Oh, that's not. They're not going to take that away from me, are they? That's my only move,
hell
man.
No,
hell no. Lesbians are
Take that
fine.
away. I've got no game.
I mean,
do you have game?
Yeah.
I mean, the hat's sweet, but
No. It's being able to get on the phone and talk like this. You don't think it works, but my goodness, what a moistener.
Nice.
No. I used to have game. I am 13 years married. I have no game. I don't even know what the game is. Is there a ball involved? I don't understand anymore.
Yeah, you kick
the game's fucked up.
I know I have yard work to do. Is that the game? I don't like the game.
That's the game, man.
I like when they kick the baskets.
You ever listen to Curtis Herrick's thing? He calls it during the Super Bowl. He's like the run tackle ball, run bouncy ball, run kick the basket. I mean, it's just that's sports ball.
What? So you said you had a thing that you heard that would blow my mind about the timeline of eternity.
Yeah. So I was listening to Qualia Soup, and the way he was explaining it was if you take say like you have a planetary body, the mass and size of the sun, made out of brass.
Okay.
And then every 100 years, a dove flies by and brushes the edge of that body with its wing.
Yeah.
Until that brass body is worn down to nothing.
It would take a really fucking long time.
And that would be the end of the first day.
That's like the
which
Ace of
still
Base's
isn't
first
even
album.
right.
That what?
That's like the Ace of Base's first album. That's what it felt like.
Is this ever going to end?
That's forever.
Which was their first one?
I was told there would be no math. One dove, two doves, 3 doves.
No, just 1 dove.
4. Well, but what about so the same dove every day?
Did you
every
say
100 years.
Yeah.
Oh
God, that's
Jesus.
100 years.
Every 100 years,
days.
it brushes its wing across the surface of this bronze or brass planet that's the size of the sun until the brass is worn down to nothing.
Just
is this
one,
that like
one
that
dove.
One dove, one wing brush
on a object the size of the sun.
Is this like that math
Until
question when how many licks will it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's just the end of the first day.
Which still isn't right. Because it's infinite.
Yeah.
But that still allows you to kind of grasp a little bit, and it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah.
But you know what's even more fucked up than just wanting to kill gays and send them to your imaginary hell?
I think the way they taste.
Wait, what was that episode where you pooped your mouth? What episode was that? That was early on.
I almost pooped my mouth. That was a couple months ago.
That was a while ago, yeah. That was a good one.
I got one more part of this article that's going to make you fucking disturbed, though.
Oh, we're still... Oh, holy shit. Sorry, man.
McLaughlin...
We're the worst.
...wants to make sure the next generation does not become gay.
How's he going to do that?
Yeah, what's his
Well,
proposal?
he wants to...
Does that mean he's going to tamper with God's plan?
Oh, no. He wants the act prominently displayed in public school classrooms. By the acts, the executions of homosexuals.
Wait.
He wants the executions of homosexuals displayed in public schools?
Yes. So that way it basically puts the fear into you not to be homosexual.
So...
This guy's a horrible person.
Yeah, dude. Back to what? Slavery and lynchings and...
Well, you couldn't control your skin color.
Public
really.
execution.
Yeah, but public
you can't control your sexual preference
with
either.
compulsory viewing.
You can't, but not in their eyes.
Oh, if you're Ben Carson,
what they think.
If you're Ben Carson, you think that homosexuality is completely a choice.
Oh yeah, I mean, you go to prison, you become gay.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Do you know what I think that hell is? This fucking
Living
chair,
with Ben
man.
Carson. Is it hurting your ass?
I have no ass.
I don't either.
I'm fat.
Is it a redhead thing?
I think so. It is. I am fat. Don't get me wrong. However,
that might be a redhead thing.
There's nothing there at the cushion of my ass. It's all moved to the front to tip me over and throw me down the stairs when I'm least expecting.
Just don't sit on your testicles.
You've got the nice cushy chairs in your podcast room.
The place that fired me,
yeah,
they let me have them. They're really nice to me up until the day they let me go. And the reason that they let me go is because they were about to spend a shitload of money on a project that was not going to work. And I kept saying, I've proved on the paper and the speaking and the maths that this isn't going to work.
This will be bad.
We really want to spend this money. I'm like, that's fine. Is there any way I can not be a part of the fucking disaster that this is going to be? And they're like, well, you're bad attitude, out you go, or whatever. And of course the whole goddamn thing blew up in their faces and it cost them a shit ton of money. But in the meantime, they bought everybody new desk chairs and they had all of those office chairs in a corral right outside my office. And so I asked one of the bosses, I'm like, so 6 or so of these disappeared. Would that be a big deal? He's like, take them. Take them. So I did. I stole a buddy's truck and I think we took 8.
Wow.
Yeah. And 2 of them are broken. One on accident, one with tantrum. They don't take while they're being picked up and just slam down the thing.
Did you go back and ask for an exchange on them?
No, but I should have. Look, I know I was talking about this, and it's not, but they stole my memory foam ass cushion. It was an $80 ass cushion.
Those bastards.
And it's like, okay, I understand the cash that disappeared out of my desk. I understand the gift cards that got stolen. I understand all of that. I understand how greed works. My ass has been tooting into that goddamn cushion.
You want my fart storage cushion.
So basically, the evil bitch that fired me, and she really is, she's a horrible person. Basically, I just imagine that she opens her bottom drawer and takes a big smell of Jeff's ass toot from the memory foam, because it never forgets.
It's memory foam.
Yeah. Toot pad in my drawer.
It will have the memory of my ass forever.
I fired him because he was too pretty. She's a troll. I've gone squirrel. I apologize.
That's all right, man. We all go squirrel.
So did you finish what you wanted to say about
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of that article there.
Don't be gay in California. Wait a minute.
Or at least you're around this guy. What
Yeah,
an asshole.
I can't see that I can't see that passing.
No, it won't. No. It won't. But it's still obnoxious that he even is thinking of trying to have that put on the floor.
Well, he made it a ballot initiative.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yeah. And again, okay, so here's the dangerous part. Either 2 or 4 years ago, they changed the laws for access to the ballot to make it easier for certain kinds of things like this.
Yep.
And if they throw this out as a ballot initiative on a municipal year or a midterm year, when only old fucking white people vote, this thing can pass.
That's the whole voter apathy thing I was just bitching about.
Yeah, the only thing that will keep this from not being a big deal is the fact that they got a Democrat as governor who will go, fuck you, I veto.
And whenever I talk about voting and people are like, I don't vote here in Utah or anywhere else because it doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count. And then they'll post a link to Carlin talking about your vote's not counting and that he doesn't do it and everything. It's like, oh, so you're taking, your life's fucking motto and the way that you're going to live the rest of your life based on a fucking dead comedian. Congratulations.
Yeah, look how well he's doing now. He's dead.
Well, I think
as if he was the wisest fucking person that ever lived either, Like, I like Carlin. I like a lot of his shit.
Sure, he was a good
totally
comedian.
Fucking wrong. Yeah, he was a good comedian. He
played a great cardinal in Dogma.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he was a good comedian / actor, but
and he knew the rules of the road.
But the point is, wow.
I don't think, did you get that one, Matt?
Wow. Just now.
I still didn't get that one. I feel like the slow kid.
You don't know the rules of the road?
I think I do.
It was the second best thing Carrie Fisher's ever done, aside from the gold bikini.
I still am lost.
We're going to let you be lost.
I think the good thing is that this is happening in California,
Fuck you
though.
guys. I'll look it up later.
I think that's the good thing. It's in California and not in Alabama or Mississippi or Utah. Here's an interesting headline for you guys and gals listening. Police in the United States have launched an appeal to the public to try and curb the amount of recordings of black people getting shot turning up on the online.
Please don't show videos of us killing people.
Yeah, let's not stop killing black people. Let's just stop showing it. That's the idea, right? The plea comes after a video was posted on YouTube showing LAPD officers struggling with a homeless man in broad daylight before shooting him to death.
Oh, and tasing him and having 6 guys on top of him.
Yep. Officers responding to a burglary call in the impoverished Skid Row area of LA got into an altercation with a homeless man known only as Africa before opting to end the struggle by the application of bullets to the head.
See, kids, if we don't kill him, he'll die.
Yeah.
We
got him off the streets.
It's a laugh that makes me feel bad about myself.
The video, the latest in the, quote, U.S. cops shoot black people genre, was met with fury from across the online community, which led the chief of police in Los Angeles issuing a heartfelt statement to the public. Yeah, heartfelt, I'm sure. Quote, it is with great regret.
It is with great regret that I come here to speak to you today.
That I inform you
I am very, very sorry.
It's homeless.
About a recording of 6 of my officers shooting a homeless man turning up on wine.
Said Barbara Walters.
Okay, if you take that and you distill it to its essence, is I'm really sorry it ended up online.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what the headline was.
You're making us look bad for doing bad things.
It's the same thing. Wiping tears from his eyes, they say. Touching. In these trying times, he says, we would appeal to those of you with smartphones, tablets, or Super 8 video cameras to please
Super 8 video cameras was not in there. Please tell me that was not in there.
Are
you serious? Does he honestly think people are walking around the streets with Super 8 fucking video cameras nowadays?
Betamax or VHS.
Listening to their calliopes.
To please refrain from capturing footage of our officers as they kill people on the streets. It's really, really making us look bad, folks. Knock it off.
You're making this very, very difficult.
Be very, very quiet. They're hunting blacks.
Oh.
God damn it. I really appreciate you laughing after I said that. that you didn't know was coming.
He says to Dan.
That was me. Sorry.
Hey, it's the truth, guys. The killing in L.A. brings the number of black people shot to death by police this year to an unconfirmed amount, as everyone has kind of stopped counting at this stage. So, look, I'm not trying to make light of this. The reason why I brought this article up was because it is an important thing. We joke about it a little bit, but we're still trying to bring attention to it.
It's the laugh so you don't cry thing.
Yeah.
So we can Elmer Fudd all we want our way through this article, but the fact is
way
it's
too much.
Yeah. Any is too much.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, what the fuck is the point of all their non-lethal stuff? They have a whole Batman belt full of non-lethal weapons, and they don't ever fucking use them. Except they want to tase people that are 91 with a walker.
Yeah, remember when we all used to complain about the tasings?
Well, I still complain about that.
I long for those days.
But yeah, I mean, it's
little
fucking
involuntary urine release isn't going to hurt anybody unless you're one of the old people that keep. I don't know. I
even Jeff can't lighten this.
Challenge accepted. No, not really. No, I see what cops do. I've been on both sides of the law.
Have you?
I
believe
almost
you've been on one. Yeah,
I almost died because I had no idea how actually cold it got in Minnesota.
It's fucking cold there.
Yeah. Where were you
in
Minnesota?
I was driving. I was about 10, 11 miles south of Marshall, Minnesota, and it was toward the end of January. And the clutch blew in my truck. I turned it around, managed to get about another 100 yards, and then had to stop and walk. This would be the days before cellular phones worked outside of major metropolises. And so I made it, I'd say about 3 miles before I realized I was in some serious fucking trouble.
Oh, yeah.
When a cop pulled over and put me in the car, took me back to the truck and helped me lock it up, grab my shit, took me back into town, and did all of that. That's a cop coming and being a good guy. There is so much of that everywhere.
Okay.
However,
you're white.
You know what though? Even in Minnesota, I'm not the right white, but there are cops that do good things, and
Well,
then
sure. I'm not saying that.
And that's the argument I've been having with one particular chucklehead online, whom I adore. And fuck it, I'm one of those. Jesse Fruworth is like, we ought to abolish all cops. It's like, fuck no, no. Yes, we should. No. They're all bad.
No, they're not.
The ones that are bad are really fucking bad.
Let me frame my position thusly. Okay,
thusly.
Thus me.
I will say there are good people and bad people. Right? Some of those are policemen and women, and some aren't. Right? It's an equal mixture of all. Right? However, the system in place allows for really, really bad people to thrive in the police community.
Yeah. And protects them and shuffles them around.
Exactly. There's no oversight. There's protection for criminals. All that kind of. That's the problem. It's the political process that it involved in the police activity.
It sounds quite Catholic.
Yes, it does. Except for it's not rape, it's murder.
Yeah.
But it is murder.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
But that's my problem. It's not that all cops are bad people. No. It's that the policies in place allow for bad people to thrive.
Yeah, I've got some very good cop friends.
Sure. I have some too, actually. My sister's a cop. But
one guy I work with is a firefighter and a cop.
Yeah, that's common too.
Not really.
Is it not?
No.
Or is it more EMT cop?
Paramedic. There's a lot of paramedic sheriffs in Davis County.
What's the difference between paramedic and?
I think what they get paid.
Well, I mean,
and their training. A lot of sheriffs are also certified EMTs.
Yeah, and most all firefighters are certified EMTs. Right, and there's some are paramedics, but most firefighters don't get off duty, then jump in a squad car and go pull a shift as a cop.
Oh, right.
That's what he does. He will literally get off duty from the fire station, go put on his sheriff's uniform, and go jump in a squad car and go.
Okay. Gotta catch them Duke boys.
So
yeah. But my contention is with the system and not necessarily with the people.
The system's fucking hosed.
I do have contentions with some people in the system,
but they're in the system because the system's flawed. And
they're allowed to continue in the system because of the system.
Yeah, but it protects all equally, and You know, it's actually what the right wing.
Right wing.
I'm going on a journey. I promise to get back home.
The right wing.
The way that they've put together their attack on unions is everybody in a union gets protected equally. And that means that if you have Joe Schmo who's shooting dope and endangering the guys out on the copper mine, he gets protected the same as, you know, Bobby McGee, who's doing a great job and does everything right, you know. Right. And so, and that's the attack. And it's, there was a list put out about the 4 worst cops that were fired last year, and all 4 of them were whistleblowers, and they were fired for telling the truth and doing the right thing.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Which is bullshit.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
It's got itself its own little Holly weird, you know, rules of behavior. And again, and this sounds so apathetic, and I apologize. There's going to be a time in the next 10 to 15 years when the majority of these old white people will die, and things will naturally swing to a better, more productive place.
Well, I think that's an incredibly hopeful and optimistic view.
Did I want old white people to die?
Yes,
because I really can't wait.
However, the problem that we're seeing is the young white people that are willing to replace them, that are more fervent in the same positions.
Yeah, but I could take them.
Well, fair enough. But I'm just saying. My point though is that this cycle seems to be continuing. I mean, we are seeing a decline in religious activity. We are seeing a move away from standard Republican politics, right, and a move towards liberalism and progressivism. But what we are seeing is a very much more strident group of God-loving, God-fearing, right-wing.
They may be more vocal, but I think they're looked at as more of fucking lunatics nowadays.
By most.
Yes, and by most, but that's our problem, though, is the majority of our voters, like Bell was saying, are the older generation.
Except when you're talking about Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama, Utah,
but we're going to give
Louisiana,
that to the Jews.
Texas.
All we got to do to solve that problem is make a law where if you're inbred, you can't vote.
No, because that's a violation of the Voting Right Act. I mean, every dipshit ought to be able to vote. The problem that we have, just to take it back, since we are going way in and out of this little road trip I invented, is that the old white people that will be dead have left their legacy in gerrymandered districts where the dipshit white kids can keep running and running and running as well. And that's the problem with cops. You do need somebody to come in and just kick it in the taint and shake the system up and fire a bunch of management, because management doesn't have union protections, and then let the new managers kick a little ass.
Yeah, but I mean that I agree with all what you're saying. I guess my contention with your 10 to 15 year hope plan.
No, they'll die.
Is yes, they will. my contention is just that what we're seeing is a very polarized group of young Christian conservatives.
Man, but their numbers are down.
That are coming up.
Their numbers
yes, they
are down.
But they're not down enough. They still have power.
They will be. They'll hit their 40s. Pot will be legalized in enough states.
Right.
These people are just going to mellow the fuck out.
I guess we'll just disagree on the time length we're willing to allow these people to run our country.
The only reason that I am still active and that I still fight and that I still get pissed and I still do shows is because I don't like that timeline. All I'm saying is there is a natural line where our pendulum is going to start swinging back.
Sure.
You know, that's just the cycle. It goes back and forth. That's historical. I hate that cycle. I want to stop it dead. Over in the happy fun time lefty land, everybody gets to eat and go to the doctor.
Or let's just say be fair to people land. It doesn't even have to be lefty land. Let's just say if we could all treat each other.
That's left.
I know. But look, we're trying to frame this so that they don't get it.
Well, then try not to be such a socialist.
Well,
everybody gets treated the same. What about them that ain't they're white and going to church? I'm saying.
You're never going to see my certificate until Mitt can show his taxes.
I don't read Kenyon.
Yeah.
I want to switch things up just a little bit here.
It's because you left the room and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Probably. I just came back in the room. How's everybody doing? No, so we brought you on the show because, of course, we love having you as a guest and like chatting with you and everything. But also, you're doing this.
I think Maddie's mad at me.
What?
Nothing.
No,
he just
Matt
he has
argues with
contention.
everybody. Matt argues with people,
and he pees
That's what
a
Matt
lot.
does. But no, because we wanted to talk to you about what you're doing with the podcast Phil effort. You know, we've talked about this before. We have helped with the podcast.
Well,
Phil
the worst kept secret in the world. In November and December, when you guys were helping us out with Podcast Phil, was that it was for Forrest and Forrest Shaw's family.
Right.
For anybody that hasn't made their way over, which is apparently Matt, and listen to the left show. Forrest he's basically our conscience and our rudder over there. He's one of the best guys I've ever known. We've been friends for 20 years. He's got a fantastic family. And I put together Podcast Phil to help raise money for him when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And at the time, we knew he had cancer. We just didn't know the extent at that point. By the time Podcast Phil hit the big day of action we put together, where you guys all came out to the mall, 2 of you.
I was at work.
Yeah.
He's work. And
Ryan was off doing his firefighter hero shit.
I know. And I saved babies. Whatever.
Only 2.
But by that time, we knew how bad it was. And everybody was like, who is this for? And I'm like, it's for Forrest. Just don't tell him. He doesn't want anybody to know. And so it was really hard to raise money because we couldn't put a face on it.
Right.
We still got him a bitchin' Christmas. And you guys actually won as far as donations you managed to push through that were tagged to your thing. Because I make everything a contest. It's more fun for people, I think, and it gets more people engaged when you turn something into something with a prize. Even if that prize is, hey, I'll put your show out on my RSS feeds, which is really, that's what I have to give. And I know Brian Staker from Awkward Hour thinks I'm an asshole and that I was doing it because I'm narcissistic. It's like, no, it's because I'm broke and I don't have anything cool to give away.
I give what I can. This is what I can give.
Yeah. And to be completely honest, this is hard for me, is to give my feeds that I have built and nurtured over the last few years to somebody else. Now, thank God it was you guys. If it had been,
I know this fucking show,
fucking Utah political capital, I would have had to cancel all the feeds. Oops, sorry. That just went out to Goat Fuckers Anonymous. Matt loved it, by the way. And that was you, because you went there. So what we did is we know now that it's stage 4. We know now that it's inoperable.
There is no stage 5.
No, well.
Right.
It's... He has terminal prostate cancer.
Yeah. Yep. He's 42 years old. He's 42 years old. They are not obviously prepared for it. And without getting into the family medical history, which frankly is none of your fucking business, all the people that keep asking me, you know what? They just went through it. They went through a shitty fucking year last year. Mm-hmm. And the culmination of that was unemployment, no benefits, prostate cancer. And so we've had all of these bills, these medical bills rack up and all of this. And we're trying to keep them in the house. We're trying to keep the lights on. We're trying to keep the kids going to school. And so there was a little fun plan. There was a little tickle of, hey, wouldn't it be great if we could take the family and send them on vacation? That's, if that happens, fantastic. If somebody buys them a vacation package, super, that's fantastic. Please do. Think about it. That would be great.
Yeah.
But the truth is, right now, we're just trying to keep the fucking mortgage paid. And their monthly nut with everything they're putting together is around $3,000 every month just to keep above water. And so we are doing a benefit concert on March 20th of this year. It is the Save the Forrest. By the way, he named it. I just want you guys to know.
I thought it was an awesome name. I actually listened to the podcast where he said that on it. It's like,
he threw it on.
Forrest. Save the Forest.
My God, and I'm like,
genius.
22 years in advertising, and I can't believe I got to name the goddamn show this. However, it kept me from having to think up something better, which I don't think there is.
No.
We're going to be at the Bar Deluxe, which is a fantastic bar at 666 South State.
It's one of my favorite numbers.
There you go.
It's part of my, as you now know, it's part of my login for my guest network here for the Wi-Fi.
So, no hackers would listen. He gave true. What are they going to find my selfies?
All of my dick pics are now going to be online.
It just looks like a mushroom coming out of a red carpet.
Tracy's brother was here for the holidays, and we were watching fucking the third Hangover movie.
Oh yeah,
and what's the guy's name?
I want to say that he has balls, but we know that he does not.
But he hops out of the car and he's naked again in this movie. Again. Yeah.
Is his name Cho? Something Cho in the movie.
That's Margaret. Margaret.
Anyway,
she also has
Tracy's brother's here and he's like, it looks like a fucking a dot candy.
Nice.
And I thought that was perfect. It does. It looks like a little red dot candy. Anyway,
so back to the dying forest. Wow, you squirreled hard.
Sorry.
Anyway, Bar Deluxe. Fuck, I've lost my fucking place.
Bar Deluxe 666.
Do me a favor. For those of you that think you have seen podcastphil.com, everything got changed around a couple of weeks ago. A lot more details and a lot more options at podcastphil.com, where the details will be held. In addition to what's available at the time that I speak these words, we're having a kick-ass silent auction.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And we've got some cool concert T-shirts that are going to be for sale. We've got food trucks that are going to be there. The one I can guarantee told us that they would be there from 7 to 11 is the, I want to say Chop House, Chop something.
Chop House, I think.
Yeah, but it's the one with the meat.
Ooh, meat.
I think it's just called the Chop House.
Yeah, the Korean fusion shit that comes after, but the first one that'll be there is the guys with the pot roast and prime rib and the yum. And I think we're going to have a taco cart.
Yummy.
Because why not? I love tacos.
Yeah.
So it does. Are you going to play the audio?
Do you want? I was thinking I was going to play the audio.
I think you totally should.
Okay, I'm going to play this is the audio.
Ooh, I can't wait. I wonder who's this from?
Let's see.
Hi there. This is Jeff from The Left Show. I want to talk to you about Saving the Forrest. Our friend Forrest Shaw was given a terminal cancer diagnosis at the end of last year. Medical costs and household bills are nearing critical levels, and at this point, the reality of losing their house is a looming concern. That's why we're having a Save the Forrest benefit concert. We're trying to raise money to help pay down that medical debt, keep the Shaws in their house, and keep the children healthy and fed. Throughout the years, Forrest has been there for so many of us, it feels like it's just time to return the favor. Join us, won't you? This show's got an amazing lineup. Mary Tebbs, Molten Blue, LPX, Dave Hahn with Fred Hebling, and Magna Vega, including Melissa Merlot, Taylor Hunsaker, Crystal Starr, Rebecca Frost, and the guest of honor, Mr. Forrest Shaw. It's March 20th at Bar Deluxe, downtown Salt Lake City, Utah. To purchase tickets, please visit podcastphil.com.
Don't let me down.
320 kps. Ran that through various filters. And I have a room in my house so full of paperback books that it eats ambient sound. It is the deadest, most wonderful recording space. And I once made a crack about, wow, the cheapest soundproofing in the world. At which point I'm like, oh, each
it's not
paperback
really that
book
cheap.
size is between 8 and 12. This is the most expensive.
Yeah.
I could have put in fucking rosewood and could have done mahogany and paid less.
I've been looking at stuff to put in here and like fucking sound blankets. All that shit is fucking pricey, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm just going to get
egg cartons.
Well, I was thinking they've got the sound dampening panels and shit.
Yeah.
And you don't need to cover the walls with them or anything.
No, you can get ones that do the angles. There's a tricky science way to do it, or there's get the ones with the angles and just slap them on, and it'll pretty much cancel most of it out.
I go for slap it on and pray about it over the sciencey shit.
Yeah. So
Jesus, guide me in my soundproofing.
So I bought tickets for Tracy and I to attend the thing.
Woohoo!
The Save the Forrest event. And
did you buy those at podcastphil.com?
I did, absolutely.
Guess where I went last week?
You know what, though? There are on the podcast Phil
Nice segue, Ryan.
website. A lot of the links are Bitly links,
Yeah.
and they are blocked at work because it's Bitly instead of the full text link. Like
on the Facebook,
Yeah.
because when I put in the real one on Facebook turns it into gibberish.
Yeah.
It's very annoying, but it's just podcastphil.com.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the links on the podcastphil.com website.
Oh, shit, really?
To buy the tickets and shit. Some of them are Bitly links. And so at work, as I was trying to do this on my break, I clicked on the links and got the stupid
denied.
picture of somebody. IRS filter says that you can't visit this site because it's Bitly and may contain malware or viruses.
Or boobies.
Yeah.
Boobies.
Anywho, yeah, head over to Podcast Phil. Buy your tickets for this super cheap. I mean, the GA tickets are what, $15?
$15.
Yeah.
$15, full bar.
I even sprang for the more expensive tickets just because it's a worthy cause.
I got the VIP tickets.
I didn't. I went one below the VIP because I didn't. I'm not.
You did Friends with Benefits.
I did
I'm not-
Friends with Benefits.
I'm
you
not-
did Best Friends.
Yeah, I'm not Dan Ellis rich.
I was gonna give the money either way.
Yeah.
So I figure I'll splurge on the tickets, knowing that it's going for something.
Now, maybe you're
Very worthwhile.
one of those people that doesn't like to go outside. Maybe you're one of those people that doesn't like a bar.
Maybe you're one of those people who doesn't like people.
That's also me.
Yes.
This is it. I'm emceeing the damn thing, and I am terrified. Not because I don't think I can do it, because I've done shit like this before. I hate being in a bar. I did it for too many years professionally, and now I just go, oh, drunk people.
It's gonna be a bunch of fucking drunk people.
Yeah. So, I'll be there. But if you don't, there's other ways to give. There's other ways to help, and not to be really seriously morbid about it. But when the time comes for Forrest to expire, Podcast Phil's going to find another family to help. So we filed our 501c3, 501. I should have called you.
I'd be if you still need help.
No, it's late and my mouth is tired. My wife was in the hospital all night. I'm going on about 45 minutes of sleep. And then I took a codeine right before I left the house, which is why I have not been drinking with you. And so everything's running down and going a little slower.
Yes. Sorry to hear that Brenda's having some
kidney stones.
Some kidney stones.
Ooh, can she swear?
Like I said, I've had 5 in there. No fucking.
This show has gone on long enough. I know she won't make it. I can tell stuff like this now. There's no way she could do 2 hours of this. It's like, oh, fuck. It's like hanging out with you and your friends. Oh.
That's the show, man.
Yeah. That is. She quit listening to my show about 3 in.
Yeah, I don't think mine has ever listened to an episode. So.
I don't think Tracy's listened to a single one.
Definitely hasn't.
Yeah. No, she's
mostly because I'm on it.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
that's just how it is, man.
I came down. I was
just like how you thought I was mad at you too.
I was moving shit around.
I was just playing
earlier, and then I went into her office and I was like, "So, do you want me to order some pizza for you tonight?" She's like, yeah, that'd be good." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "So, what would Steve and Joanne like?" And I'm like, "No. They were supposed to be last week. I had to cancel because I was sick. So we rescheduled them for a couple of weeks.
Yeah."
They'll be on later tonight as Jeff. Oh, from the Left Show?
Yeah.
And she knows because when the last trip we had down to Moab, I listened to an episode of the Left Show on the way down, an episode of the Godless Rebelution on the way back. So she has heard at least one episode of our show.
But not willingly.
Yeah, however.
Champions, my friend.
She actually even commented, she's like, "That guy sounds really good. Like, he's got a really good radio voice." And I'm like, well, he did that for a while. He was a radio guy.
I spent my entire life trying to get on KSL.
Yeah.
In the back of my head from when I was a little itty bitty kid.
On KSL.
It was, look, this is back, you go back, I don't
Reach
know
for
if
the
any of you
stars,
guys are
my
old
friend.
enough, but you go back to KSL when it was straight up talk news. You're going back in the late 70s, early 80s. You had Danny Kramer, Mark Van Wagner, both good Democrats.
I was a zygote.
Utah's NPR.
It kind of was,
KSL.
but it was good talkie talk.
Yeah.
And they did new stuff and throw it around, and it was like a podcast with no swears. And they were the big personalities, and KSL was this huge part of my life growing up. They used to send my dad and my mom on vacations all the time because my dad did advertising, and if you buy enough, it doesn't happen anymore, but if you bought enough of their airtime or radio time, they'd just be like, oh, well, we're sending all you fuckers to Hong Kong. And off they'd go to Hong Kong.
Wow.
So that was my thing. And it was that be careful what you wish for, because there's a 20-plus year gap. I'd get on at KSL and 3 miserable years, and I'm just like, God, this is suck. And then I look at their numbers. It's like, this may suck, but holy shit, it suck onto a lot of people at the same time, especially on game day. Oh. And that's why I did it. I'm like, this is a chance for me to talk to over 100,000 people all at once, live. And I'm the only lefty working Saturdays. So I took it. And it was wrong, and I shouldn't have done it. But
no, you should have. I'm sure it was a good gig while it lasted, and fuck Doug Wright.
But tell Tracy she can call anytime. I'm more than happy to talk to her. I can do her voicemail. We gave that away as a prize for donations on the show a few years ago. And there's a friend of mine who had me do her voicemail. Hi, this is Jeff from the Left Show, and you've reached so and so. And we don't talk often because we're texty texts. And I called her the other day, and it was like, no, shit, fuck, why am I calling? What's me? Oh, yeah, I remember. That was like 3 years ago. That was good. We got to give that away again. You know.
So at the upcoming convention, I plan on taking some sort of recording device and getting people have a little plug for the show, like, I'm so-and-so, and you're listening to the Godless Rebelution.
I should be able to lend you a hand recorder.
Does it only record hens?
There's a masturbatory joke in there somewhere. But it doesn't work for radio.
It's like one of those flashlights. You know, those flashlights you got to shake really hard in order to charge it up to turn it on. It works like that.
Yeah.
It's a flashlight. It doesn't actually turn on.
Yeah.
Just
okay. So we need to wrap up here soon because we're about out of time.
Is the Left Show on iTunes? I just want to say real quick.
It's on iTunes, Stitcher, and theleftshow.com.
Or Defenestrate Medias.
Defenestrate Media.
Defenestrate. I said it wrong. I apologize.
Everybody
I
says it wrong. It's my favorite word in the English language, and because no one knows what it means. And
I know what it means.
Yeah, it's the act of throwing someone out a window, and it like I said, 22 years in advertising, it didn't occur to me that just because it's my favorite word doesn't mean it's a great name for a business.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, defense. I don't understand what this is. Is it foreign? It's foreign, isn't it?
Is this about defense?
It's English, ma'am. Oh, it's foreign.
Well,
Left Show on iTunes.
Yeah.
Godless Rebelution on iTunes. Everybody
And
who's listening to the show should also subscribe and download Left Show.
Oh, yeah.
And hey, leave a reviews, you guys. It's important for the iTunes cataloger when you go to find your Godless Rebelution that you've left a review because it helps rack up there in search returns.
Yep.
And if you're a theist listening to this, which we hope there are some out there, send us fucking hate mail. We've been waiting for hate mail to read.
What's your
a few.
You can send us hate mail at godlessrebelution@gmail.com.
Or visit us on Facebook.
Yes.
At Godless Rebelution.
I'll send you guys some hate mail.
Or if you're an
Well, then
atheist
we'll know
who
who it's
listens
from.
to this show and thinks we're too extreme, you can also send us mail about that.
Then we'll mock you mercilessly.
Well, no, they're not going to send it.
Send it anonymously.
I had a guy I once made fun of on air, and he ended up turning into, I think, my third Patreon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It was just, I'm like, hey, I understand your points, and they're stupid and completely invalid, and I don't agree with any of them. But you took the time to make them, so let me address them.
Yeah.
This is dumb, and this is why, and that's dumber, and that's why. And this one, yeah, you had a point there. We shouldn't talk about that so much. And you're right. You know, yelling surprise doesn't mean it's not rape. It's not funny. We're sorry. That was a joke. I think Melissa Merlot told for the first time. We were talking about the GOP war on women, and she had popped up with, well, it's not rape if you yell surprise. And she was being a smartass, and of course, it was funny. Wrong funny.
In context.
Yeah. It was funny in context, and it's just turned into a thing where whenever we're running around the table and somebody like jumps ahead or does something wrong with that, we're like, surprise. And then we all break down laughing, and no one knows why.
Well, now listeners will know if they listen to both shows.
Surprise! Surprise!
Well, Jeff from the Left Show, thanks very much.
Thank you. This is fun.
Oh, yeah. It is fun. We have a lot of
Thank you very much for coming on, man. I had a really good time.
Appreciate it. Godless Rebelution signing off.
Have
Have a good night.
We'll catch y'all guys, pin peoples and ladies and
Y'all
other
guys.
if you don't identify with either gender next week. Oh, and next week we will have Dr. Gregory.
Yes.
Jesus. Dr. Gregory Clark from the University of Utah talking about their research with
words is hard.
Amputees and
their new prosthetics that are
yes,
fucking smart.
Fucking awesome. All right.
Really awesome.
See you guys next week.
Bye, y'all.